Pike's pushed more and far enough ahead. He's got out of line. Is now Pike going to have a go at Werrell? Don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's come back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such up. He's touched on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Moving on to the back end of Phil Jocelyn. So there's been a lot of movers and shakers in this first 2 laps here for race.
Absolutely serious racing league. Everybody's a lot of fun. Yeah,
It's all about the entertainment, so I hope
everybody is enjoying themselves out there in the chat. We know that Ron is been enjoying himself watching the Burger King machines off into the grass a little bit there as they're really bunching up now.
Does he have it? Medeiros is going to get it.
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's come back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such up. He's touched on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry! Good evening and welcome to the final round of the UK SimRacers Round 12 live from Barcelona National. I am James Parfitt. I'm going to be joined in the booth by Mr. Zach Sweeney, who's been here for the whole season, joining me for this wonderful series. Of course, he's done more than me, considering I missed last week as well. So there we go. We'll give you a quick rundown of the standings. It is Daniel Hunt at the top currently at the moment, with Tom Griffiths in second place, not very far behind at all. John Sylvester in third, Jamie Ayres fourth, Pete Van Gaal fifth, Ewan Bramer 6th, Steve Evans 7th, Miles Owens is there in 8th, Rav Cullen 9th, Charles Kellerman 10th, Carl Jacklett 11th, Martin Sampson 12th, Elise Main and Darren McLean bring it up the rears. It's closer in the AMs, mind you, as there's only 9 points between Darryl Wright and Arnold Chagnon. Them two guys are going to be fighting it out for the championship. Andy Littler 3rd, Jordan Syret 4th, Alan Toon 5th, Steve Hansford, Mick Barry, Jason Anderton and Anthony Jacobson. And in the team standings, we've got Momo out in front by no more than 86 points over the PLTs, and Optical Red in third place to give or take quite a far way back. Then we've got Results Clothing, DOF Reality, Safeguard, Work Guard, Air Smart Racing, and Optical Green. Now, we're going to do something we don't normally do. We're going to bring in Miles Owens into the booth. Good evening, Miles. How are you, sir?
Hello, all right, guys. You all right?
Yeah, not bad,
Hope you had
mate.
a good.
I did have a good holiday, thank you very much.
Good.
It's very nice. Only rained one day, considering it was forecast for the whole week.
Oh, well, winner then, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, mate. What can I do for you this early on? You're not normally in here this early.
Well, I just want to jump in and say thanks for a great season to Momo and all the rest of the guys. It's been absolute epic. This battle, it's been going on for 3 months, and it's only 80 odd points between us, and it's been absolute epic. So I just want to say thank you everyone for having a great league, and hope the best team wins.
Okay, is that trying to avoid taking out your teammate?
No.
Jesus Christ, James.
No? All right, okay, just checking. You know, just...
No, I'm just jumping in to say it's been an absolute epic season.
And avoiding your question, James, on the fact that there may have been a few incidents that may have cost PRT some points this season.
Well, I think we've only took each other out once, I think. Oh no, twice. One was my fault, and the other one was netcode.
Okay, I'm sure there's probably more, though, but my memory can't stretch back to 12 weeks, unfortunately, Miles Owens. But look, You're going into quali, sir. Go and have a good one. Smash it for us, and we'll look forward to catching you up with you a bit later.
All right, cheers, guys.
Mate, bye.
Good luck.
Bye. Oh, there you go. Opening it up with an interview with Miles Owens, and then inadvertently asking him about taking out his teammate. So there you go. But as you heard Zach there as well. So Zach, welcome in, dear sir. How are you?
I'm doing very good. Bit better now. You just completely rinsed into Miles Owens 5 minutes into a not even 5 minutes into a broadcast. Does bring a smile to my face. Yeah, you took a week off, so you couldn't help yourself with getting the ball running again with taking the mic, could you?
No, you've got to put it out there straight away, and that's the thing. You know, you've got to ask the questions that other people don't like asking. And I think that's one thing when people do interviews, right? They don't always ask the questions that you want to ask. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would have loved to interview Max Verstappen after Brazil. I would have literally ripped him and made him feel as awkward as possible after what happened there as well. But they don't. They chicken out and they ask mamsy-pamsy questions. And no, that's just not me. If you make a mistake, you're going to get it. You know what I mean? Regardless.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no, cool, awesome. Just don't get me in an interview room with James Parfitt where I'm the one with the microphone in my face. That is lessons learned. I learn a new thing every time I jump into the booth with James, and it's not a bad thing because I'm taking those mental notes of. Yeah, it's probably the main reason I haven't done the Clio Cup yet because, well, not the fact that I'll probably ever be in a position to be interviewed, but yeah, I don't know, just the thought of the chance of being interviewed by James Parfitt it's so daunting, so scary.
Right, hold on a minute. Let me know in chat what you think, right? Would you rather have somebody who asks the questions that nobody else wants to ask, or would you have me be a little bit more mamsy-pamsy, muddly-cuddly, where you're asking questions that they want you to ask? I think that's the difference, you see. You've got to be definitive. You know, the saying goes when you do an interview is one good question, one bad question, and then you end up on a high. So you go, oh, you did really well in race 1. They go, yeah, it was really good. I finished third. I had an absolutely amazing race. And then you go, yeah, race 2 wasn't so good, was it? You crashed out. And they're like, no, not so bad. But you were going into race 4. That was always good, wasn't it? And they're like, yeah, that was really amazing. So they end up smiling when they leave the booth because you've talked about their high points without knowing that you may have slipped in a little bit of a low point in there as well, you see.
Or they think, who's that James Parfitt guy and why do I never want to speak to him again?
That is also a possibility.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I've never really been on the receiving end of an interview, so it's all good. I'm just the one that sat in the one going, have a good race? Yeah, it was all right. Yeah, good points, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I don't know. I do enjoy getting interviews because I think it's always good to get a bit of insight from the driver. It is also a good opportunity to have a bit of banter, which I think you do very well. They're very open to the fact they've just completely messed up. And it's more like, yeah, well, you know what? It's normal things, isn't it? Yeah, just smacking into our teammates. It happens day by day, isn't it?
Yeah, that was the thing in one of the series I covered, the one that Sunday Drive Racing kicked off at like 5 a.m. this morning, mind you. There was a guy last time out 2 weeks ago in Monza. He must have taken every off-track possible. I don't even think at one point he managed to go through a chicane without going over the curbs or bouncing the car or whatever. Mind you, though, it was ACC and it was absolutely tipping down. The weather reporting game was it's flooded. So it was that bad. I opened up my interview with, I think we need a chat, young man. And he was like, oh no.
Oh
actually made it onto the YouTube Shorts reel as well. So poor old Michael Gilbert from the Sunday Drive Racing there made a YouTube short about the fact that he went off. I made a YouTube short to the Benny Hill theme tune. So and then ended it with the words of, I think we need a chat. It wasn't it wasn't great, but that's, you look, as long as you learn something, Zach, when you're in the booth with me about how to do an interview, that's all I can ask for.
Taking notes, absolutely. I mean, what better way is there to be? You always say every time you step into the commentary booth, you need to learn at least one thing, and if that one thing is not to get in an interview room with James Parfitt, then it's the one thing. Ticks the box, it counts. Awesome stuff. You're improving as a commentator, I suppose.
See?
But yeah.
There you go.
There we go. Steps forward.
I educate the young ones. Phil says, I like it how you are being straightforward. So Phil likes it. That's all that matters. And he's here every broadcast, mate. So you have to respect Phil. You know what I mean? PVG just got to the top of the timing tower there as well. We are in qualifying, of course, 15 minutes. The times are going to come in thick and fast. You can see the times on the board on the left-hand side, 1:21.6769. I want to have a chat about this young man. Your Sims Pete Newman has joined us for the final race of this evening. We all know Pete. If you follow the UK Sim Racers, you'll know Pete is exceptionally quick as well, and he's just exceptionally quick. He races Clios as well. He's had a bit of a tough time over the last few weeks, losing his mum, unfortunately, to a battle of bowel cancer. So big respects to Pete for coming out and racing there as well. But he has returned for the final race of the season, so it's absolutely amazing seeing him as well. I'm sure he'll battle where Pete battles best, and that's it too for him. But currently Pete Van Gaal is sitting in second, and we are top of the timetable. Championship standings, we kind of whizzed through them because we were doing the interviews there with Miles Owens. Currently at the moment with the pros, there's 48 points difference between Daniel Hunt and Tom Griffiths, 9 points difference between Darryl Wright and Arnold Chagnon, and there is a few more points in the team standings, which I think it's about 86 points, but that's not impossible to overturn in this series with 4 races.
Absolutely not. You think there is 50 points available for a race win. There is then 3 points if you get 0 incidents. You get 2 points for leading a lap, 2 points for the fast lap, and then 2 points as well for getting pole position. Plenty of points on offer throughout the evening, particularly for the teams. 86 points seems large, but with 4 races and things, it's quite an inflated amount of points. So the deficit isn't actually that large, particularly the fight between Daniel Hunt, Tom Griffiths. You then obviously got John Sylvester and Jamie Ayres. While yes, they're separated by just over 100 points. In theory, if Daniel Hunt has a poor race, very easily Tom Griffiths, Jamie Ayres could find themselves into the mix, at the very least, for a top 3 fight. I mean, you have to think, 50 points for a race win. The gap between first and second is 48. Again, that can very quickly add up. If Daniel Hunt has, a couple of races in, 6th or 7th, whereas Tom Griffiths is winning, we might well see a very different story when it comes to the championship standings come the end of this evening. But I think all of them that has been involved, both in the pros, the AMs and the teams, everyone involved has had their time in the spotlight. They've all deserved to be where they are. They all deserve, quote unquote, to win the championship. Mm-hmm. It's just that one of them can do it. Only one of them can actually come out on top, and today's the way to decide it. Yeah,
absolutely there as well. Is there a way to help the hospice, James? Let me see. Let me just check something there, Phil, on that one. Because obviously JPB are in with the Rainbow Trust, who help terminally sick children. It was the Sue Ryder Hospice. I'm sure if you Google Sue Ryder Hospice, they've probably got a donation page there, Phil, as well. So you could probably help them on that. Obviously, with JBB and BDLV, we do the Rainbow Trust. That helps. The other side of it, we help it's the children's side with the terminally ill children that we obviously are running with. Obviously, being that I've got kids, Craig's got kids, Roger's got kids, it kind of, tied in nicely with what we as adults and parents are. So we help the Rainbow Trust, but it was the Sue Ryder Hospice. I'm sure they probably got a donation page if you Google the Sue Ryder Hospice as well. And it was the Sue Ryder Hospice in Cheltenham, Phil. Okay, so I'm sure if you can reach out and do that, that would be absolutely amazing as well. But going forward, we got 6.5 minutes left of quali. We have seen this before where quali kind of dies down round about 6-7 minutes in, Zach, and then leaves us kind of as it is at the moment because there's no real improvements going on.
Yeah, particularly on a slightly shorter lap like the Barcelona National Circuit. You get to a point as a driver where at the start of the session, it's like you shoot up in terms of improvements, you put your banker time in, you go out again, you find 3, 4, 5, 6 temps, whatever it is, and then you find that massive improvement, and then you get to a point where it's like, okay, well, on my next lap, I've only found a tenth, and then the more you improve, the closer you get to your overall potential ceiling. Therefore, with each lap that you go by, there is less and less improvements to be found, and it's harder to actually go and extract that improvement because it takes a near-on perfect lap in order to reach said potential. You have to nail each and every corner, and then you have to go above and beyond that to even find an improvement, and you mess up once and then it's lap ruined. So you get to this point around halfway through where people have put in their laps, they've reached their theoretical limits, and now it is just a case of perfecting, and perfecting is a very difficult thing to do. It takes a near-on perfect lap, whether you're a fast or slow driver, whatever your ceiling is, it does take a near-on perfect lap in order to find said extra half a tenth, whatever it is. So around this point, we are going to see decreases in the amount that people are improving, but it's not impossible. And it gets to this point where it is sometimes the most exciting, because you look at the lap times and you think, well, Griffiths is up there at the moment, just about a tenth quicker than Martin Sampson, but maybe in the dying stages, Sampson goes out there and puts in an absolute worldie of a time and tops Griffiths. Who knows? And it is all about putting that lap time in exactly when it counts.
Exactly, and as you can see, some of the lap times at the bottom, there's no real improvements there as well. Ewan Bramer's found a little bit of time in Sector 1. There's only 2 sectors on this racetrack. Sector 1 runs down on that rundown into what is effectively, I've got to work out now, on the traditional circuit is turn 10, so taking off 6 corners, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, turn 5 it will be, so it'll be half the amount. Ewan Bramer goes across the line. Does he improve? He 1:21.882, he improves for himself, but doesn't improve his time on the board currently at the moment. Steve Pepper's out on track, following Jamie Ayres with PVG and Dan Hunt and Pete Newman. Newman hasn't got a time on the board yet, but I'm not entirely sure if he's pushing for a time, considering he was only joined this race, so that will be an interesting one there as well. But going forward, we have got the dates for next season. So the new season will start after this one in 2 weeks' time here as well. So it will start in 2 weeks' time, and it is kicking off with Mosport there, and then we go to Okayama Fall, Long Beach Interlagos GP, Suzuka GP, Snetterton 300. Then we go to Jerez, Sebring, Watkins Glen, Magny-Cours, Mid-Ohio, and then they finish out the season at Spa. My favourite circuit is in there with Interlagos. Zach's favourite circuit is in there with Snetterton, and we get to finish out at the iconic Belgium Spa circuit as well. So that is the calendar for next season. So it is going to be a great one. Some great tracks on next season's calendar.
Absolutely. I was looking through it when they posted it, and I was like, yeah, here's the calendar for next season, guys. And I was reading through, I was like, oh, good circuits in Interlagos, Suzuka, love that. Mosport, I think, is going to be a brilliant way to open up the season in these MX5s. And I was like, oh, Snetterton's on there. Brilliant. Sweet. Awesome. I get to talk about Snetterton and, yeah, get all excited for that one. And then, obviously, with Spa, which, as good of a circuit as it is slightly overused in sim racing, particularly when it comes to the official races. You see it absolutely everywhere. That doesn't take away from the fact it's a brilliant circuit. It'll be interesting, these MX5s, because we've seen before these, like the little nippy club circuits, the Brands Hatches, the Altman Parks, the Snettertons, the Knock Hills. They're agile enough. They work their way through. To have it take to a full Grand Prix sort of layout, even this season, we've gone to Silverstone National, we've gone to Barcelona National. We've not necessarily done a full Grand Prix loop. So I think to go to Spa will be a very way to round off that season. But that's in 3 months' time, which is very weird. But it'll probably fly by and we'll be there in no time. I'm just really looking forward to next season. But we got to round off this season first. And as sad as I am to see it end, I'm very happy at the same time to see it end, because of how much it's been built up, and the tension that's been there for the last 3 months is absolutely insane.
Yeah, definitely is there as well. Welcome in, David Ayres. Good evening, ladies. Well, that's a bit offensive. You know what I mean? We're going to start the whole,
Why is it offensive, James?
Well, don't even get me going on that
It's
conversation.
2023.
We're not even going into it, Mr. Zach Sweeney. Behave yourself. Unless there's something that you haven't put out and announced to us all, we'll Just leave it there, Zach. Stop encouraging me.
Qualifying.
Yeah, qualifying. If you haven't watched last night's, right, I want to get into this, right. If you haven't watched last night's JPB Clio Cup, right, you need to go back and watch it. We were at Virginia International, but we did the South Circuit because obviously, as you know, I'm a bit of a fiend of short tracks in Clios. You can't put a Clio on Spa or Nords. It just doesn't work. It's going to be boring. So we put it on Virginia International South Circuit. Now, there is a specific name of Turn 1 that may have caused a lot of chat in YouTube, like constantly. I think the guys had so much more fun in YouTube chat messing around with Turn 1, and poor old Callum Milan was put on the spot and he was not loving it at the moment. It almost became out as he ended up calling it was like Voldemort. He wouldn't say the name whatsoever of Turn 1 just purely because of what it is. He said it was the corner that shall not be named, or he identified it as the female dog corner, so you can imagine what it was actually called.
Oh wow. Actually,
it is called, right, I'm going to say it, bear with me, it is actually called The Bitch. And
James Parfitt, how dare you?
And I'm not joking, it is actually in iRacing. If you look at Virginia International South's track layout, it is in iRacing called that. And I'm not kidding you, I swear to God.
Do you want to know some of the most interesting names that I've had to deal with while commentating?
Well, go on then.
I've had someone whose last name is spelled Niga.
Oh.
Yeah. That caused a bit of an upset, and I was like, I'll be fine, he'll be at the back of the grid. No, he won the race, which means I had to get excited about the fact that he won the race. Yeah, it was a close call, let's put it that way. So yeah, I think we've all had those moments, haven't we, where we're teetering on the edge of what is acceptable and what isn't.
I think that's the problem, right? Because of the fact that you know it was called that, you can't get past it. That's the track name. That's the corner name. There was no way around it. It was called that. But there we go. We'll get off that topic because it did cause some controversy in YouTube chat last night as well. But here is the pole for race 1. Tom Griffiths did take pole. Martin Sampson, stellar job in second there. Steve Everett third. David Hunt fourth. John Sylvester fifth. Pete Mangold 6th, Jamie Ayres 7th, Miles Owens 8th, Ewan Bramer 9th, Arnold Chagnon 10th, Darryl Wright 11th, and Darren McLean down in 12th place. Beyond that, we've got Ralph Cullen, Mick Barry, Charles Kellerman, Jason Addington, Steve Hansford, to Alan Toon, and Pete Newman at the back, who did not set a time. He's not going to get himself involved in this one, but we have got Tom Griffiths on the board, currently sitting on pole position. We're just waiting for Mick Barry and Pete Newman to get on as on the track. James identifies as they. I'm not getting into that. That's a conversation for a DM, David Ayres, rather than that. I'll tell you that much. Oh dear, never mind on that one. And let's move on and cover the race. Like that's what we get paid to do. Cover the race. So that's what we're going to do. And we're just waiting for Mick Barry and Pete Newman. They've got about 45 seconds, 40 seconds currently at the moment as well. Scary Mary was disappointed you didn't call Turn 1 Emma. She was trying to hear her name on the broadcast. She found it very amusing. I bet she did, David Ayres, and you were in YouTube chat encouraging it all as well. Horrendous. But there we go. But it was an interesting one. If you get 2 minutes, go and watch it back. It was quite exciting. And poor old Callum Milan was wriggling and squirming in his chair so much that you could almost feel the sweat pouring out of his head. Right, here we go. The lights are going to be coming on very, very shortly for this rundown into Turn 1. We got 5 lights. We are underway. Griffiths is puffed off the start line with a bunch of smoke. He goes straight over to the right-hand side. Covers off Martin Sampson, who cannot get that inside line into Turn 1, which is going to be so important here due to the fact of how tight it actually is. They're going down now. It's going to be Sampson and Griffiths side by side. Sampson's going to run him all the way around the outside. He's not going to be afraid to have a go. He didn't get it at the moment. Is he going to get the inside line for turns 2 and 3? No, he did not. It is Tom Griffiths, Martin Sampson, Steve Hefford, who's got a big swirl on. Daniel Hunt's going to look at diving up the inside of 4 now. Is he going to make this through as well? Currently, everybody through cleanly, no issues at the moment, and Pete Newman is up 4 places in 15.
He is indeed. He's trying to make it 5 as well, breathing down the neck of Jason Haddington as they run their way down the back straight to what is usually turn number 10. The heaviest braking zone on the circuit into this hairpin type corner. Not quite been updated on iRacing. PVG moves his way ahead of Daniel Hunt as well, demoting him to P5. And in a race where so far Tom Griffiths is leading the way, this is probably the least ideal start for Daniel Hunt, losing a place on lap 1 as opposed to moving forward.
Yeah, definitely there as well. Unfortunately for him, I see that Mr. Zach Sweeney has gone for Tom Griffiths for the win. That's talk about picking the guy at the front now. I'm not going to lie, it's like me supporting Man United in the days when they actually won something compared to now. Saying that, I'm a Spurs fan and they didn't win jack this season, and we didn't even finish the season with a manager, but there we go. PVG, Steve Hefford, Martin Sampson here as well. Can he get hold of Tom Griffiths? Can Sampson do it? Do you know what? I'm going to pick Sampson for the win. I'm going to go for Sampson.
That's a good shout, honestly. That is a really good shout. Martin Sampson has been so good since he came back. He has really been impressive. So, Tom Griffiths versus Martin Sampson, here we go.
Yeah, definitely there as well. As you see, Daniel Hunt trying to make that move around Jamie Ayres a bit back in the order. Didn't make it this time around. I'm sure he's going to have another go at him, but he has got the boys of PRT, John Sylvester, Miles Owens and Ewan Bramer right behind them as well, and it's going to be an interesting one here because that's what Daniel Hunt sees, that's what John Sylvester sees, and then Miles Owens is sitting back looking at both of them, and Sylvester has cleared Hunt. Oh, he must have a slowdown because Owens has gone through as well. Is Bramer going to make the move around the outside? Got the inside line. Is he going to run him around the outside of what is effectively turn 5? Barry's in the pits, unfortunately. Bramer's got his car in a great position. There's contact, and is there going to be contact again? Not currently. Still, oh, I thought he was going to have the inside line. He nestles in behind Daniel Hunt there and settles in behind him. Mick Barry's jumped to the pits there, has left the pit lane, is back out again, so it must have been some form of tech issue for Barry currently at the moment, but it is still effort with Jamie Ayres currently stuck up behind him here in the battle for 3rd and 4th place. Griffiths has got a second gap currently at the moment, at just on a 1:22.330. Mick Barry not make the grid? Well, I don't think so. He's a lap down and he's just left. He jumped back to the grid, to the pits, David is. So I'm not entirely sure what happened to him.
Yeah, I'm not overly sure either. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to sound mean, but he wasn't far enough forward that we would particularly pay attention to it per se. I mean, if it was Tom Griffiths, like, missing the thing, we'd sort of notice it more. That sounds really harsh to Mick Barry, I'm sorry, but yeah, I don't know. I think we can just say that this race is a bit of a write-off for him. What I am interested in, though, is the fact that Daniel Hunt has lost 4 places down to P8 at the moment. Tom Griffiths leading the way, 50 for a win, 30 for 8th, plus the 2 points Tom Griffiths is going to get for the pole position. Arnaud Chenyonier as well, just getting past Daniel Hunt. That's dropping him to, wow, P12 at the minute now. That is absolutely insane. Daniel Hunt, what is wrong with that car? Why is he going so slowly? Darren McLean has had an off as well. I think Griffiths has over halved the gap in the championship. There it is. Daniel Hunt just off the road. Yeah,
McLean is going to contact. Whoa. Sure, that might get looked at. There from Dan Hunt on Darren McLean. Not entirely sure about that, young Zach. Any ideas?
Don't ask me. Oh, that's wide from Griffiths. Sampson trying to look up the inside as well. That has closed the gap. Griffiths did get away about a second clear of the rest of the pack, and now it has closed back in again. Half a second between the pair of them. Tom Griffiths not in the clear just yet, but PVG is having a sensational race up there in 3rd.
Yeah, it currently is at the moment. We've got Zach's dog barking in the background. Is there? There's a little.
Don't even. Do not even.
Little ankle nippet by the sounds of it. What is it? What is
absolutely. I don't even know. He is a bit of everything. He's from Norfolk, mate, so what do you expect?
He's a breed with no name, but we can hear him yipping in the background there as well, entertaining us, just to show that it is completely live and it is not recorded there, as we got his dog currently in the background there as well, giving a good old yap yap. And we go back to the racing. PVG is closing down on Martin Sampson. Sampson's got the gap down to about half a second over Griffiths currently at the moment. 9 minutes remaining here. It's PVG, Hefford, Alan Toons had an off, Jamie Ayres, Sylvester Owens, and then coming up on the back end of that is Pete Newman, who's just cleared Arnaud Chenyonier, who is leading the championship with Darrell Wright in 2nd. That's going to be an interesting one because that's going to have big effects on the AM Championship.
It is indeed. At the moment, Chenyonier is 4 places clear as we ride on board with Martin Sampson under a bit of pressure from PVG, who's pulling out to the right-hand side. If he's brave on the brake, should move him up into second place. It's a long way round to turn number 1 here on the national circuit. However, the optical car is going to give it a good go. It's a long way round. Pushed out too wide. No gap back to the inside. PVG now up into second place and chasing after Tom Griffiths. However, the backwards momentum of Sampson sees Steve Hefford looking to the inside of the quickest corner on the circuit. Look at that side-by-side Sampson around the long way round.
Sampson's on the left-hand side there as well. Hunt did lose about 5 places, and it starts here with Ewan Bramer. I just want to have a quick look. I've got a funny feeling there may have been contact between Bramer and Hunt. Bramer's looking, and he's going to dive up the inside. Is Hunt going to come across him? Is that where the contact? No.
Oh, wow.
No, it was Chagnon contact with Hunt. It was Arnold Chagnon that gave contact with Hunt there. Steve Everett, John Sylvester, Jamie Ayres, Miles Owens. Martin Sampson still in 3rd place, defending hard from Hefford there as well. Daniel Hunt is on the back of Arnold Chagnon now for the DOF Reality Sim Racing Studios over the Air Smart Racing of Arnold Chagnon, represented by Chris Needham in chat. Good evening, Chris. Hope you're well and having a fabulous time. And now it is going to be, Bramer's going to go through. I think Chagnon's fight is not with any of these two. It is with this man who is 2 places back. No need to get yourself involved in that one. Bramer and Hunt side by side running down into turn 1 currently at the moment. Hefford's just cleared Sampson. Is Bramer going to make this round the outside? He does. He takes the nose off Daniel Hunt. Job done for him. Sampson. Oh! Hefford power sliding out there on lap 6 and has lost a place to Jamie Ayres. So unfortunately for Hefford there, power sliding out on lap 6. Must have been a bit of a moment for him and a bit of a scary one, Zach.
Absolutely. There goes Van Gool straight away on the offensive on Tom Griffiths. He's only got a lap behind him, but already trying to put some pressure onto one of the championship protagonists. Oh my word, no! Who's that off? Sampson. Oh my word, Sampson, he's gone. He's in the infield. He's bringing it round. Oh my goodness me, what has happened there? Surely that wasn't on traction. Did MX5s lose traction? Wow.
We'll have a look back very briefly once we see how this one turns out from PVG. Whether or not he's going to get Tom Griffiths here. Down on that run into turn 1. He needs about 2 attempts, which he has got, mind you, to close right in. John Sylvester is now up into 3rd place. Stellar job from him. Picking them off one by one. Here comes PVG. He's going to make that move on the inside. Is there going to be contact side by side? Griffiths in the blue, PVG in the red on a Momo. Sylvester's going to try and follow him through as well. Griffiths is going to get pushed out. Oh, he's just lost 2 places in 1 corner, Zach. Your pick.
He has indeed. Well, I mean, it's better than being spun around on the infield at turn 10. Let's put it that way. I mean,
stop it.
It's fine. We're still going off who wins overall, not who finishes in front. So we're all good. Griffiths, unfortunately, is not scoring me any points today. I did beat Dan last week as well, just to let you know.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Bless.
I know. Bless him. He gets it and immediately starts losing. It's not all over for Griffiths, though. We've still got just under half the race left to go. Still a possibility, provided he doesn't lose the place to Jamie Ayres, who's right behind him.
Yeah, Griffiths sitting in 3rd place there as well. My wife did check in last week to make sure everything was going on and everything was live. She told me I was not allowed to. I picked up my phone. She went, "Don't you even think about it." I was like, "Okay, babe, no worries." But can you just
agree?
Yeah,
you agree,
mate. I'm in a different country with a bucket load of water right in front of the hotel. I'm going to agree. I don't want to bump me off in the night and throwing me in the sea. No chance. Not happening. So I just agreed, and she checked in for me to make sure everything was up and running. So that's all fine. But it's that ever way of, trying to relax while you're on holiday, and the first thing you think of is, did the broadcast go live properly? But touch wood, no issues. So that's all good. It was Griffiths is gone. Whoa, Jamie Ayres went in too hot. Griffiths tried to avoid him. He's dropped down the order into 4th, and Jamie Ayres caused a bit of a big one there.
Indeed, it just looked like he was a bulldozer working his way through. You can see PVG working his way with the Platinum car on his outside, and then Jamie Ayres is just way too hot. There's Hefford trying to get the most of it. Does exactly that. Griffiths tries to avoid it, then comes back into the racing line. That's in front of Miles Owens. I don't really know what to make of that other than the fact that Jamie Ayres was just way too late on the brakes.
Yeah, he tried to avoid everybody, which was fair enough, because obviously I've seen in officials that people just torpedoing and not even lifting off and just going, oh well, thanks very much, you're in the gravel and I'll just carry on and win the race. But Jamie Ayres' point of view, he did try and avoid him. Unfortunately for Tom Griffiths, he's now sitting down in 4th, while my boy Martin Sampson is all the way down in 13th currently, chasing down Darrell Wright. So, a little bit of a mix-up here with Charles Kellerman and Jason Haddington. I know Jason's still driving with one eye at the moment. He looks like Pirate Jack with his eye patch on his eye. The poor gentleman had to have an operation and has only got one eye currently, but he's now down in 4th place. Griffiths is going once more. He's trying to get Sylvester around the outside of turn 1. Sylvester's hugging that white line, not letting him through. It's now a battle of the brakes. Is it going to be Sylvester? He's got that line. I think he's going to defend that position.
Yeah, as long as you got the inside. However, the up and under for Tom Griffiths, look at how strong that was. Too bad it's still going to swing the advantage to John Sylvester, who picks his way up and past. Let's not forget that Sylvester is still technically in the championship fight. He's only 24 points behind Tom Griffiths coming into today. Already trying to put some more pressure on as Griffiths going the long way round the very fast uphill right-hander, and now it's been the beneficiary for Tom Griffiths. He picked his way up in a 3rd place. As long as he's brave on the brakes into what is usually turn number 10, he should be okay. Later on the brakes from Sylvester, unfortunately it's not quite enough to see him keep the 3rd place. 2.5 seconds up to Steve Hefford. It seems like this is the fight for 3rd, and this ceiling is just the podium.
Yeah, it definitely is here with Griffiths and Owens and Newman and Ayres and Bramer and Hunt and Chandonnier leading the AMs currently at the moment as well. It's going to be an interesting fight as we're going to go into 3 more races. Don't forget we have got changed sessions after race 2. We do have a top 16 reverse for race 2 as well, so that's going to really throw the spanner in the works, and whether or not you want to be near the front, near the back. But if you're near the back, it is currently Charles Kellerman who will be on pole, so that's going to be exciting for Charles there as well. David Ayres often goes to Yarmouth. Apparently she's a cheap date, his wife. I'm not too sure, never been to Great Yarmouth before. Maybe I'll look at it.
Good, keep it that way. Someone who lives here, do not come here. John Sylvester to the outside of turn number 1. However, Griffiths with that inside line, how much more powerful it is. Just keeping the tighter line, keeping the pace up, and staying in 3rd does the man 2nd place in the championship. Sylvester trying to pick his way through up over the sausage curbs. The soft suspension of these MX5s allows that to happen. No changes uphill through turn number 4. But the slipstream through the back straight towards turn 5 might well prove different as Griffiths is on the defensive.
Yeah, Sylvester went in hot into turn 1. That's allowed Griffiths to snip up the inside, and that's why they're currently side by side, because it was Sylvester currently in 3rd place. Cullinan and Martin Sampson look like they were coming together as well. Ralph Cullinan there unfortunately had an incident, and it looked like Martin Sampson has also had an incident at the same time that Darrell Wright was trying to go through. Here at 1:30 on the clock, we're going to be on the final lap of the race for PVG. Steve Hefford, Tom Griffiths, John Sylvester, Newman, Owens, Ayres, Bramer. Newman up 14 places in the MX5 at this moment in time. He's done an absolutely stellar job. I want to have a quick look and see what happened to Ralph Cullinan going down into turn 1. That is Arnold Chandonnier in front of us, car number 142. Sampson's got in too hot. He's going to torpedo him. Absolutely. Did he do him? He did him good and proper there. Unfortunately, Martin Sampson too hot on the brakes, a little bit squirrely, and unfortunately for him, he went into the side of Cullinan. Now we've got Newman in the fight as well. Miles Owens snipping up the inside of Jamie Ayres there, and Ayres is now in 6th place with Newman in 5th, Sylvester and Griffiths. So it's a battle of the last laps here, Zach, as they go round traditionally turn 9. I think it's going to be turn 4 here.
Yeah, indeed so. So Griffiths still able to hold on to 3rd place. It's an important 3rd place when Daniel Hunt is down in 9th. That is going to be some huge gains. Look at Sylvester though on the defensive. Look at that. The ascend from Pete Newman. 14 places, trying to make it 15 late on the brakes from Sylvester. Pete Newman does not have any of it. He's on the outside, tries to put his foot down as they climb up through turn, what is usually turn 12. Now through the right-hander, Pete Newman still holding firm on the inside. Beautiful stuff, and it will very quickly swing to the inside through the chicane.
Yeah, he's going to have a very tight line, mind you. He's going to have a very tight line. That's going to allow Sylvester to run around the outside, have the inside for the final chicane here. It's going to be Sylvester. He's clipped it over Newman, but it is going to be this man, the Flying Dutchman. PVG in the pros will take the win in race 1. Hefford in 2nd. Griffiths comes along in 3rd place, and then it's going to be Arnold Chandonnier in the AMs here as well, over Darrell Wright How big will that be come the end of the evening? Well, we will have a look and see what we can find out, because it is a very complicated score system here, and one that we don't always normally try and get correct as we come into the end of the season, unfortunately. So we generally wait for the official results to be announced. And then it's Steve Hansford in the third place position there as well. Craig Jones saying it was Cullinan's fault. I'm not entirely sure what you're looking at, sir, but I'm not entirely sure that's possible, considering Cullinan got torpedoed there as well. So unfortunately for him. And then Sir Alan Toon will be coming across the line in 17th place, followed by Mick Barry, who is down in 18th there. So here we go. Alan Toon goes across the line. Stellar job from him. And then Mick Barry, who's had a bit of a torrid one. Chris, well done, Arnold. So close in arms right now. It is, yes, it's going to be, there was 9 points difference going into this race. So that's going to put Arnold Chagnon in a good spot going into the final 3 races there. So we'll try and do some quick maths. I don't know if Zach's got his calculator out currently at the moment.
Mental maths more than anything, very quickly on paper, because I've lost my scientific calculator from when I did my GCSEs. So I could use my phone, but that means putting it up. But 15 minutes racing, here's heat 1. Yeah,
PVG out in front, Steve Hefford second, Tom Griffiths third, John Sylvester fourth, Pete Newman fifth, Jamie Ayres sixth, Miles Owens seventh, Ewan Braber eighth, Daniel Hunt down in ninth place, Sean Yonye 10th, Darryl Wright is 11th, Martin Sampson 12th, Ralph Cullinan 13th, Darren McLean 14th, Steve Hansford 15th, Charles Kellerman 16th, Sir Alan Toon 17th, and then Mick Barry there as well. We do have the man, the myth, the legend, the Flying Dutchman has joined us in chat. Good evening, Pete Bengal. How are you, sir?
Good evening, James. I'm alright, buddy.
You're not going to sound a little bit more happy?
Race.
Yeah, you're not going to sound a little bit more happy that you just took the victory?
Yeah, well, I'm just still tired. It's exhausting.
Yeah,
it's hard work, this track.
Yeah, it definitely is, mate, as well. You know, at the end of the day, going forward, that's not a bad opening to your evening.
No, it's not. And I got a bit lucky with something happening behind me, which got John off my ass. But
and apologies for the language.
And so then I could just take off a bit. Because Steve was not a threat, so that was all right.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it. It's hard work. Sure was hard work.
All right, so you're going to be down in 16th for the reverse grid.
Ooh, nice.
Well, depends if you make it through cleanly, Mr. PVG.
Yes, that's going to change the applied strategy, I think. I have to call Ferrari for some extra backup, I think. On my strategy.
I'm not entirely sure what they'll say.
Yeah, and then I'm going to not listen to him and just going to try and get in the top 5 again.
Completely ignore them. That might be the easiest way, Pete, on that one. I've got to be honest, mate. I don't know what strategy they would give you, apart from torpedo everyone in turn 1, just to hope for the best.
Take everyone out.
Yeah. What's the predictions then? Top 5 for race 2?
Well, I'm hoping top 5, but I think I'm going to end up P7. Let's take it to P7.
Okay, I'm going to write that down. P7 PVG. I'm going to put it in a big bubble with stars around it so I know what it was.
Nice.
All right. All right, mate.
And I'm going to give, my prediction for next race is, I think, maybe Martin Sampson in 1, and then Jamie 2nd, Tom 3rd, Steve 4th.
Hold on then.
Something like that.
Sampson. Who did you say? Sampson?
Sampson first, then Jamie.
Yeah.
Tom.
Oh, okay.
That's my prediction.
Right, that's your 1, 2, 3. All right, mate.
Yeah, I'll have to take out my cash app to pay everyone off, and then
you'll be all good.
Cash in the bets.
All right, mate. Well, good luck there, Pete, and thank you so much for joining us, bud. And we look forward to probably having a catch up with you a little bit later on.
Right.
Take care,
Cheers,
mate.
bud.
Bye.
Thank you.
Right, Mr. Sweeney, are you going to wait for the grid before you give me your prediction for race 2? Because at the moment it's still 0-0.
That is true. That is true. I'm going to make it interesting. Actually, I'm not going to wait until the grid. I mean, Daniel Hunt is going to be starting furthest up than anyone. Martin Sampson's also in the mix. Daniel Hunt with the pressure on the championship. I mean, Tom Griffiths closed the gap to 31 points in that last race. If my math is correct, it probably isn't, but that's as good a guess as any. I think Daniel Hunt is going to want to try and redeem himself, so I'm going to put Hunt for the win.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be going for the man that's just turned up to this evening, Mr. Pete Newman.
Oh, yeah, a good shout, actually. His pace was sensational in that last race. Yeah, no, fair enough. Good shout.
He absolutely was there. Marnik Heister in chat. Welcome in, Marnix. Come on, PRT. Yeah, the boys from Platinum Racing there. Unfortunately, didn't get a podium in race 1. But we're very close to John Sylvester, so hopefully we'll see what they could do here as we go into a top 16 reverse for race 2. If you want to get involved with the predictions, guys, just put your prediction in chat before you look at the grid, obviously, because that's, that would be cheating. Let us know who you think is going to win or who's going to be in with a good shout of being there or near the top. It is generally who wins, not who places the furthest forward, because if that was the case, Zach would be losing quite badly by now. I'm not even sure what the score is, Zach. What is the score?
I've not been keeping track, to be honest.
All right, well, whoever wins tonight wins the overall. All right.
All right, that's fair enough. And then we'll start anew for next season.
Maybe we'll give the commentators. Maybe we'll do a commentator's score sheet as well. So we'll see how many points we accrue as the season goes on.
All right. What? So we'll choose a driver for each race and then have their points tally.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. All right. That works.
But I'm not doing all this extra bonus points. I think we'll just do...
Oh, no, absolutely not. Finishing positions,
yeah. 50 for the win or whatever, that's about it. Right, here is the grid for race 2. Kellerman in first, Hansford second, McLean third, Cullinan fourth, Sampson fifth. Wright is there in sixth, Chenier seventh, Hunt eighth, Bramer ninth, Miles Owens 10th, Ayres 11th, Newman is 12th place. Mind you, he went up 15 in the last one. Not, too worried about that. John Sylvester 13th, Tom Griffiths, Steve Hefford, Pete Van Gaal, Sir Alan Toome, Mick Barry and Jason Haddington. There is your final grid positions. We are going to be up and running very, very shortly. Steve Hansford is out on the grid, ready to go. We are waiting for our next place, the pole man, Charles Kellerman. James for the win, says Phil. Well, not even in the race, Phil. Have you seen? I think he's predicted next season already, Zach.
He's eager, unless he's got a crystal ball. I don't know.
Ooh.
We'll see how it goes, I think. Here we go. But race 2's underway. Who's going to come out on top? Is it Hunt or is it Newman?
Right, 3, 4, 5. Here we go now. Kellerman gets off the start line. Hansford does not go anywhere and is instantly going to be attacked by Darrell McLean. McLean is going to try and make it around the outside of turn 1. Ralph Cullinan's on the inside of Martin Sampson. Hansford is very, very, very slow. He's so slow, he's caused almost a roadblock going down. Is everybody going to hit their braking markers? They are. Miles Owens trying to go up the inside of Darrell Wright currently. Sean Nunez is in there somewhere, mixing it up as well. Contact with Wright.
Oh,
Hefford's off. Hefford's
Ayres
off
as well.
Yeah, Hefford and Ayres, both Momo boys, off after contact with Darrell Wright. Sean Nunez still mixing it up with Miles Owens currently at the moment as well. And Sean Nunez sitting in 8th in the class. He's got 8th overall, 9th overall now, and he's 2nd in class currently at the moment as well. Contact between Darrell Wright and Miles Owens ended Jamie Ayres and Steve Hefford, and both of them are down the back of the field.
Easily done, of course. I mean, lap 1 carnage. Think back to Max Verstappen when we went to Mugello a couple of years ago for Formula 1, how it technically wasn't even his fault, but he just got caught up in other people's incidents, and that chain reaction spiraled into more people having their own little skirmishes. The big beneficiaries of that, though, have been the likes of Daniel Hunt and Martin Sampson. Tom Griffiths up 4 places as well. Haddington up 4 places as well. Look at this as Daniel Hunt tries to carve his way through the middle of 2 obstacle cars through the final corner. He's up now into the podium places. He's trying to make it second with a drag race through in towards turn number 1, 2 wide, 2 deep, as well as Ralph Cullinan tries to move his way into the mix. Here comes Daniel Hunt, though. Look at that straight line speed. It'll be the outside for turn number 1, but as long as he's brave enough on the brakes, he should, in theory, be okay. Are they going to take it 3 wide on the brakes? Look at that send from Charles Kellerman.
Yeah, Kellerman and Sampson sent it from so far back. He ended up at the back of the grid. Toone and Hefford are in the pits. Hunt has gone past Charles Kellerman and is now back into 2nd place, but it is Darren McLean out in front currently at the moment. My boy's all the way down in 13th. Come on, Pete. Get on, son. as he goes past Darrell right there as well. He's got John Sylvester, Tom Griffiths, Arnold Chonier, Bramer, Owen, Sampson, Hansford, Kellerman, Cullinan, Hunt and McLean to get through. And in the process of doing that, he has got a gap back to the leader of around about 4.9 seconds. Never say never for Pete Newman. Let's see how he gets on here, sitting in 12th place. Charles Kellerman mixing it up in 4th with Steve Hansford and Martin Sampson, all the optical boys together with the PRT of Miles Owens trying to go around the outside.
Oh! Huge. Oh, don't do that. Oh, my word. Who was that inside? Was that Haddington? Chonier. Huge. As Darrell Wright picks his way through. Oh, no, he doesn't. No, Chonier's still up in 7th. Wow, let's take another look at this and digest it. Hansford up the inside. Just up front, was it a tap? It was a tap. Tap sends him round, and then the carnage ensues from there. T-bone, bonk, 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 and that is, well, the opticals are going to have a fun time.
Darrell Wright, 84. Yeah, Darrell Wright's got no bumper. The optical boys have gone round. That included Hansford, Sampson, Bramer, Chonier and Darrell Wright. And all the protagonists from the main championship in the AMS were involved in that. And Darrell Wright is now sitting down here in 5th with his airflow issues. Arnold Chonier is up there. His car doesn't look scratched, mind you, so he might have just about got off the wiggle. But I'm going to be one thing. My boy's up 8 places now. Sitting in 8th place is Pete Newman here, as he's got a 9.1 second gap to your leader, which is Darren McLean out in front currently at the moment.
Absolutely. Daniel Hunt up 6 places, setting the pace with a 1:23.34 for the 07 machine. The championship leader, of course, trying to increase his win count, I think, to 11 so far of the 48 races that we have. If he gets 2 wins tonight, that would be a quarter of all races this season have been won by Daniel Hunt. That would be absolutely insane if he manages that. But that's a thing for later on in the evening. What I am interested in is the fact that Chonier and Darrell Wright are now separated by a few places. The fact is that going into race number 2, they were separated by 7 points between the pair of them. That could be huge news in the championship. Who knows what could ensue because of that. But it just goes to show how quickly things can change. And, well, I think it usually does happen in the MX5s. There's always something to talk about.
Yeah, Mick Barry and Jason Haddington are have had a coming together and drop down the order. PVG's trying to fight with Pete Newman at the moment. John Sylvester is trying to get onto the back of Tom Griffiths. And McLean is being chased down like a bull in a china shop by Dan Hunt. So it's all going to get a little bit interesting. Darrell Wright's trying to chase down Ewan Bramer, who was also involved in that beginning incident as well, with Sampson, Kellerman, Hansford and Wright. So it was a little bit chaotic there. As you see, Darrell Wright has got no front bumper. His wheels are full exposed. Radiators out. Airflow all the way through. Unbelievable. At least he's not going to get an overheated engine on that MX5 with the amount of airflow he's producing. Newman's trying to get onto the back of PVG with John Sylvester there as well, trying to get onto the back of Tom Griffiths. So there's still battles throughout. McLean is in one with Dan Hunt.
He is indeed. 2 places for Darren McLean. He was able to pick his way up with a sensational start, but Daniel Hunt able to negotiate the carnage, practically pushing the 88 machine through the penultimate corner, the very janky chicane that thankfully is getting rid of in modern motorsport now with the recent changes. However, it's not changed here for the national layout, and they still have to negotiate their way through it. 3 attempts between our 2 race leaders. The straight line speed of the Scotsman is able to keep him in front for now. However, look at how Daniel Hunt gets even closer. His car gets faster. It allows him to get closer. The closer he gets, the faster he gets. On the brakes for turn number 1 and no changes. However, Darren McLean has got his work cut out for him if he wants to keep the lead.
Yeah, he definitely has there as well. Newman's dropped back from PVG. Sylvester and Griffiths fighting it out in 5th and 6th place currently at the moment. I hope that answers your question, David. There is no fast repairs. It is when you're done, you're done. Jason Haddington goes in deep into turn 1. That MX5 is getting loose there. He must have some form of incidence, but he is kind of struggling with Jamie Ayres tucked up right behind him at the moment. The man in the orange version of the Air Smart has just been done by Jamie Ayres. And I've got a funny feeling Mick Barry's going to try and go through a very fast sector here. I'm hoping he doesn't expect that door to be open, because it definitely will not be. Hunt has jumped McLean and Hunt is out in front.
He has indeed managed to work his way ahead. Beautiful stuff from Daniel Hunt. And now what he has to do is get away, run away with things, because the longer he allows Darren McLean to put some pressure on, the more that Ralph Cullinan stays into the mix, the more the 3 of them fight, the more Miles Owens and Tom Griffiths get dragged into things. And while, yes, we have only got less than half the race left to go, A threat is a threat, a risk is a risk, and it's a risk that Daniel Hunt is not going to want to take. You can see he's defending, he's trying to get rid of the hole in the air that he's punching for Darren McLean, who's already quick enough in a straight line as it is. I think it is quite difficult to break the slipstream here at Catalonia, because look at the send from McLean. Oh my God, Hunt's been tagged round. Oh my word. Ralph Cullinan slips his way through into the lead of the race. That was far too desperate there from McLean, and I feel so sorry for Daniel Hunt.
Oh, he just went in far too hot. McLean on Hunt. You can see it here. McLean just outbreaks himself, and he goes careering into the championship leader. Nowhere for him to go. He just doesn't make it. And unfortunately for Dan Hunt, it's dropped him down the order. More importantly, it's dropped him down the order behind Tom Griffiths. Looked like Griffiths may have got a slowdown there because he's just lost 2 places to Sylvester and PVG. Newman is sitting in 8th place currently at the moment behind McLean, Hunt, Griffiths, Van Gaal, Sylvester, Owens, and the man in front, the Irishman, of course, who was taken out in turn 1 by Martin Sampson, in race 1, sorry, is out in front now.
Good stuff, good way to redeem yourself and get back into the swing of things, get into the rhythm once again. Beautiful stuff from Ralph Cullinan, it must be said. He's always had the raw potential to do so well. It's just a case of whether it's his own fault or someone else's fault. He's not been able to really extract that potential, and I hope today it'll be a great way to round off the season if he is able to get a win to his tally. There we go, side by side PVG. This is with John Sylvester, Tom Griffiths lurking in the background as well. Let's not forget this is all for championship points. Sylvester is trying to maximise it, so too is Griffiths, particularly with now being in a position where Hunt is behind him. He is able to gain some points on his rival as well. PVG demoted to 4th still. There's Pete Newman having some issues. Honestly, I would not be surprised if neither of us get a point this evening.
Did he go in too hot? Did he end up going into Darren McLean?
Oh no, oh
yes.
no, oh no.
Spun him round. Newman spun McLean round.
What goes around comes around, I suppose, yeah.
They do say karma, but unfortunately I don't expect that one to be quite karma there as well, as PVG lets McLean go through, and unfortunately now, Newman and McLean there are down in 8th and 9th place currently. I do wonder if Pete's actually going to go for a win tonight. I might have just picked a what's that terminology? The placebo, should we say, in the grid that's here, shows the pace and wins, but he's never actually going to win because he doesn't want to get involved in the championship, which, knowing Pete Newman, is probably the right thing to do.
Potentially so. You don't want to be that guy that gets in the way of a championship fight, but then again, you're here to impress. As look at the speed from the Irishman. That is absolutely insane. Miles Owens, though, pulling over all the way to the right-hand side to try and break as late as possible. 2 wide in the background as well is Pete Van Gaal versus John Sylvester. Side by side, the Platinum car takes to the inside. Makes Cullinan the meat to the Platinum bread in this Ralph Cullinan sandwich, as PVG so aggressive going through the chicane. They're able to pick his way through still, and no harm, no foul. The top 4 separated by absolutely nothing. Top 5 even as well, was Tom Griffiths is on the scene. This is probably going to be a standout finale.
Yeah, this is the Platinum Racing sandwich with result in the middle. And there we go for Ralph Cullinan. I know Zach gets very funky about the way he describes his sandwiches. Me personally, is Ralph Cullinan is the meat between the bread for the PRT.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. You don't call it a bread sandwich, you call it a ham sandwich. Regardless of which, Sylvester ruins that anyway and just makes it a bit of a weird sandwich where you've got some white and brown bread on either side of it. It's a bit strange, to be honest. But he's up now into 2nd place to make it a PRT 1-2. A little bit shaky through the final chicane, though. Might be able to give Ralph Cullinan the advantage through the final corner. Use the curb to rotate the car, of course, then stay in the slipstream for as long as you can. It is a long run in towards turn 1.
And they're definitely here as well. Unfortunately for Ralph Cullinan, looks like he's just been sacked from results clothing, says David Ayres, who of course is the team manager. Damien McMullen, is there going to be a new season? There is. It kicks off in 2 weeks' time at Mosport there, bud. If you want to get yourself involved, all links should be down in the description below. Any issues, let me know now, and I will sort you out a Discord invite if you're not already in it. Slight door banging from PVG and Ralph Cullinan there. Ralph is going, unfortunately, down faster than he's going up. It looks like he's stuck a car in reverse all of a sudden for this last half a lap, and he's gone down into 5th place. So not ideal from Ralph Cullinan as he drops all the way down into 5th. But we've got Griffiths, Van Gaal, Sylvester and Owens sitting in 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd and 1st respectively. PRT 1, 2 and also Ewan Bramer down in 13th place. Now more interesting for them, PVG in the Momo is behind him. Jamie Ayres is down in 9th and Steve Hefford is a lap down. Still going, I believe, but he is a lap down currently at the moment. So for Momo, it's not looking like a good points haul, Zach, over what PVG is, over what PRT is. Sorry.
Yeah, not at all. I think that goes without saying. I mean, a 1-2 for Platinum with Steve Hefford down in 17th. It's not looking great, but then again, they've done their work. They've got the 86 points advantage coming into today, so it might still be okay as long as they can manage the gap as best as possible. It might still be their championship to take. It's been a fantastic battle. Miles Owens touched on it when we spoke to him a little bit earlier on with how good they have been. Obviously issues aside with smacking into each other, etc, but for the most part it's been underdog versus veteran down each other's throats for the entirety of the last 3 months. It's been sensational. It was, oh my word, PVG with a back marker tagging him round. Well, let's just say he didn't really have too much support for lap cars. I know you're very passionate when it comes to that. What do you make of PVG?
Well, he just ceremoniously sent Alan Toon off the side of the track. Unfortunately there for Alan Toon, he got ceremoniously sent off the side of the track by PVG, and he even ended up going into the pits. So well done, PVG. If you're ever going to torpedo and send somebody off, you might as well send it off to the most likeable fella in the whole of the series. It's Alan Toon, who will write about it on Facebook tomorrow morning in the Alan Toon Simcorium, I think he calls it, on Facebook, where they all put in their weekly reports. And I'm sure Alan Toon will write up about the fact that he's just got ceremoniously taken out by PVG in race 2 there. He ended up having to go into the pits. I just want to have another quick look. There is Alan Toon moving over. He allows everyone through. Here comes PVG and just says, well, see you later, mate, you're in the way. And there goes Alan Toon off, unfortunately for him. So well done, PVG. I guess blue flags are not a thing, but Miles Owens is under attack from John Sylvester. Of course, both team guys from PRT. I'm pretty sure that the only thing that will happen here is Miles Owens will back off and allow Sylvester through. Thank you very much. No worries, Damien. Not a problem at all. I hope that gives you the information that you need.
Yeah, it obviously would be lovely to have more people getting involved, even from a viewing standpoint. If you want to get yourself involved, do it, because this is a very great group of lads, so they'll look after you, they'll give you some great racing, and well, hopefully even if you're not taking part, we can give you some entertaining broadcasts as well, because these guys do all the talking on the circuit and well, give us plenty of talking points, like what to do when there's an invisible car in front of you, such as Pete Van Gaal, who says if in doubt, flat out into the back of him. Yeah, I don't know.
If in doubt, punt him out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like he's literally just like taken the front end of a bulldozer and just whacked it on the front of his MX5. He's like, you know what, that'll do. Just floor it. It'll demo derby out there for the MX5s. I mean, maybe for week 13 they should do that. They should just turn the rules off. Everyone goes backwards and off you go. Have at it. But anyway, Miles Owens across the line. Yeah,
definitely here as well. Miles Owens takes the victory just from Sylvester. Oh, the leg gets a little bit loose currently at the moment. And this man is going to take the AMS again, Zach Chagnon. That's another massive points haul for him here as well. So he's doing a stellar job in what can only be described as going to be looking at taking the AM Championship, especially with the fact that Darryl Wright was down in 14th place.
Yeah, wow. That will be the difference of 7 positions, which is 32 for P7 and 18 for P14. So a big increase, and that's Chagnon into the championship lead for the AMS.
Yeah, definitely there as well. Hopefully by the time, obviously, we've got the bonus points and everything else to add up once more, but we'll see how that one pans out. Here are the results for race 2. Miles Owens is in first. John Sylvester 0.062 of a second back. PVG in third. Griffiths 4th. Hunt 5th. Cullinan 6th. Chagnon, the winner of the AMS, in 7th. Newman 8th. Ayres 9th. McLean 10th. Hansford 11th. Barry 12th. Bramer 13th. Wright 14th. Haddington 15th. And then we've got Hereford. Obviously, we saw what happened to Alan Toon, unfortunately. And then Charles Kellerman there as well, with Martin Sampson bringing up the rear. So it's still 0-0 between me and Zach. And even PVG got it completely wrong. He said he finished 7th. Where did he end up? 2nd. Go on, Pete. up 11, what was he up? 13 places there in third place. So a good job from PVG. Right, guys, we're off to swap over sessions. And as per normal, me and Zach will be right back. Okay, guys, we are back here once more on the JPB YouTube channel with race 2 and 3 with myself, James Parfitt, and Zach Sweeney. PVG, Alan. Well, we come up with a saying for that one, Pete, was if in doubt, punt him out. So, well done to you. Thomas Burling, someone mentioned Norfolk. I went to school with one of these drivers today. Please tell us more, Mr. Burling, because it sounds very interesting to see which one you went to school with. I'd be most interested to see who you went to school with on that one. Let us know there as well. But thank you so much for joining us. Right, once again, Mr. Sweeney, we go into a completely unknown reverse grid. Who are you going for?
Oh, I don't. You know what? No, I'm just gonna look. I'm not even gonna beat around the bush with this one. I'm just gonna go for it. I think it is going to be good old Martin Sampson. Actually, no, because what if it's like a lower reverse grid and he doesn't actually benefit off it? Then it probably won't be him. I don't know. This is so much pressure. I'm gonna go with Daniel Hunt. I'm going with Daniel Hunt. That's it. Final answer.
Right, okay, I'm going with Sylvester, because if I've learned anything from random reverses, they do it on iRacing, on iRating, and he's got quite a high one. So, I'm going for John Sylvester. However, Steve Efford and Pete Newman are higher than him. But Newman, we know, isn't really getting involved for the win tonight, is he? So, yeah, stand with that. John Sylvester for the win. Let us know in chat. Pete there with a laughing emoji. If in doubt, punt him out. Pete Van Gaal. So, well done for you, sir. If you don't want to go past Alan too, just send him off into the barrier to put him out of the race. Well done. Proud of you, Pete. I gave you such a big up of intro when you come in for the interview that now you've gone and done that. Okay, TB, I am writing down Mr. Griffiths for Thomas Berlin. So I'm going to write that one down as well.
Or is that who you went to school with?
Oh, is that who you went to school with, Thomas, or is that who you're picking for the win? Because otherwise I've just written down a random name for no reason.
It's both. We're going with both. It's fine.
Okay, there you go. There we go. Welcome on to the JPB YouTube channel. If you're not here before, we do interact with YouTube chat and we do have some fun with you in the process. So thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget, like, subscribe, turn on the bells, because we've got a lot of racing coming up this week, and I mean a lot of racing. We got the GT4 Media Day from Bathurst for the JPBs there tomorrow. We've also got the TSRC Rookie Series with Dan and Kelsey. Then we've got the American Sim Racing on Thursday morning with Dan Peoples. Myself and Michael are back for the LSRL F1 Round 4 recruitment race, and we've got the Beer League, which is also being covered by Mr. Dean Biggles and Kenton Sportac tomorrow. Then on Thursday evening we've got the Radical Race Series with myself and Mr. Ewan O'Leary, and then the P Cup America for the final round with myself and Dean Biggles. And then on Friday we got the GR86s with myself and Dan Peoples, and we've got the VWFC Modern on Saturday, and that's going to have me, Steve, in that as well. And then we got the Sim Racing for Simpletons with Zach and Mr. Biggles on Saturday. And then Sunday, well, that's just a different story. We've got 6 races going out on Sunday, so there we go. Stay tuned for that one. But thank you so much for coming in. School, he's put, so at least we know that he means he went to school with him and not who he was picking for the win. So that's a bit of a shame, as I've just wrote down a name for no reason.
Well, oh well.
Oh well, onwards and upwards.
Yeah, onwards and upwards. Yeah, we'll move on.
Thanks.
It just shows that Thomas Berlin has got no faith in his classmates. That's fine. Anyway, we'll move on.
Poor Thomas jumps into the YouTube chat and you give him grief already.
Welcome to JPB. No, I'm joking.
No, like that is it. Welcome to, this is what we do at JPB. We abuse YouTube chat instead.
Of course we do. If in doubt, punt him out. That's what you said.
Yeah, but that's only over PVG, isn't it? We just punted out some Alan Toons ceremoniously in race 2. So he didn't want to go round the back mark, and we just sent him off into the barrier. So, well, there you go. Welcome in, Thomas. Thank you so much. I can back him to win too. Okay, cool. I've wrote your name down now. TB says Tom Griffiths. Let us know in YouTube chat if you're going to have a go against the commentators here as well. Zach's got Dan Hunt. I've got John Sylvester. Thomas Berlin's got Tom Griffiths. Let us know who you think will win this race 3, and we will put you in there as well. Maybe we could do next season. Would be quite interesting doing like a commentator viewer table. I'm wondering if I'm just giving myself more problems here with a score sheet, but it might be an idea.
Do a sweepstake. Just choose one driver.
Ooh, okay. There we go.
Although Yarmouth isn't Norfolk. How is Yarmouth not Norfolk?
I don't know. I'm going to Google that and see if he's right.
We're smack bam in the middle of it. Actually, no, we're not. We're on the coast, but like that's besides the point.
Hold on. So we've gone from smack bang in the middle to being in the coast.
I mean, like
unfortunately, Thomas,
horizontally wise.
Wikipedia does say it's a seaside town and an unparished area in the borough of Great Yarmouth in Norfolk, England.
Yes. I meant more like vertically wise, like top to bottom, we're in the middle, not actually smack bang in the middle, because we are right on the beach. But that's besides the point. I want to know where you've got the idea that Yarmouth isn't in Norfolk.
Right, Chris Needham has gone for Sanson, so we're going to write that one down as well. Well, I don't know, but for whatever reason, it's not. So there we go. I'm going to put Y next to it, so it's no. I know it's come from YouTube there as well. Yeah. Thomas, explain your choice on why it's not from Norfolk. Tell us more,
It's
sir.
owned by everyone in Norfolk. Is it? I didn't actually know that. I've not really explored my county much. I've been to Cromer, Kings Lynn. That's about it, to be fair. Yeah, and Norwich, obviously, but everyone loves Norwich. Absolutely not. Yeah, all right, fair enough. Okay, I'm just an outcast then. Fun. These 6 fingers were for nothing. I see how it is. It's fine.
I'll be rude, like, but we did know that from the beginning. Right. So here is. Oh, look who's on pole. Oh, Pete Newman, Martin Sampson, Arnold.
Where is Daniel?
Chagnon, right. Hansford, Owens, Cullen and Bramer, Van Gaal, Barry, Sylvester is in front of Ayres. And then we've got Hefford, Ayres, Kellerman, Hefford, McLean, Haddington, Toon, Griffiths, and Hunt is on the back.
No.
Oh, no.
I looked at the live time and I saw it. I was like, no.
Right, lights are on. Here we go. Race 4 is underway. And Newman's got away. Is he going to take the lead earlier on? Is Pete Newman going to go out and dominate this one? Or is he going to pull over and let everybody go through? He isn't going to pull over. And it's Martin Sampson tucked up right behind him with Arnold Chagnon in the am with Darrell Wright there as well. They're 3 wide further back here going down into turn 1. All the cars strewn through. There's 3 wide, Hefford, Ayres and Kellerman. Barry, and also there involved is John Sylvester. Then throughout the field we've got Darren McLean. Dan Hunt is only up 2 places with Jason Haddington and Sir Alan Toon behind him, but it is Ewan Bramer in 5th place currently, trying to chase down Miles Owen, Chagnon, Sampson and Newman.
Indeed so. Ewan Bramer trying to pick his way through Miles Owens as well. We've seen these two come to blows before. The 2 PRT boys seem like they're being cooperative. Bit of a look from Bramer, but nothing overly major. Jamie Ayres swapping places with Steve Hefford as John Sylvester is going slowly. What's caused this? Daniel Hunt on the outside as well of Charles Kellerman as he's trying to work his way forwards in this race. Tom Griffiths up 5 places in the opening moment, trying to maximise his points all, but well, Pete Newman able to get the most out of race 3, I think, so far.
Yeah, Kellerman's facing the wall, not looking good there from him. Sampson and Newman, currently Newman out in front with Sampson, Chagnon, Owens, Bramer, Van Gaal, Hansford, Wright, Cullen and Barry are your top 10 currently at the moment, but there is Bramer with PVG further back from him, but he is up beside Miles Owens currently at the moment. You need to finish cleanly, PRT. Don't do anything silly, he says, praying, hopefully.
The optimism. James is a glass half full kind of guy, especially when it comes to the Platinum Racing Team boys, for whatever reason. As Mick Barry moves his way up into the top 10, Daniel Hunt getting involved up to what is now P15. He's got John Sylvester for company. I think Haddington went off the circuit, loses the place to Sir Alan Toon. Quite an eventful opening stage to the 3rd race of this evening, but Ewan Bramer and Platinum Racing are having a really good day in the office. So too is Arnold Chagnon up there in 3rd overall.
Currently at the moment for the AMS, they're leading over Steve Hansford, who's just lost the position to Darrell Wright, even though he is trying to come back at the inside. Hansford's going to go in deep on the brakes. He's going to hope that Wright's going to leave him room. 2 wide coming out of turn 5 here, running up the hill, and it is Darrell Wright with Steve Hansford, Ralph Cullen and Mick Barry behind him in 10th there. Barry's getting a little bit squirrely, nearly into Jamie Ayres, nearly into Steve Hefford. John Sylvester's all the way down in 14th place. Yeah, not ideal here, Zach.
We're having fun days today, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's been...
I didn't think Newman would be in front. Well, I said to you, didn't I, based on iRating, he's one of the highest, isn't it, 5.8, so I guess he might be up there, but I didn't, because he hasn't been involved, has he? He hasn't pushed for the first 2 races and shown real Pete Newman pace. You know, this guy's a defending champion. He ain't any, you know, slow coaching an MX5. He's speedy. I didn't think he was going to go for it, so I still wouldn't be surprised if Chris Needham's right with Sampson and Newman lets him through, but never say never. We'll have to see how he goes. PVG climbs onto the back of E1 Bramer. Daniel Hunt is having a little bit of a battle with Sylvester. Sylvester's cut his nose off there as well, and has not allowed him through. Darren McLean is in there. We know how this one turned out in currently race 2 with McLean and Hunt in previous combat, of course, as we've got Bramer and Van Gaal. You've got Cullinan battling away with Ayres, and then further down we've got Hansford, Hefford, Barry and Griffiths. These guys all coming in there as well, with Hansford going too deep into turn 5, and around he goes with Hefford and Barry.
Well, it's been an eventful start, let's put it that way. Loads of changes up and down, and some big names getting the worst end of the stick. Tom Griffiths trying to move his way past Mick Barry into the final chicane. No way through for now. However, he's on the ascend and he's doing it quicker than Daniel Hunt. You can see there just at the background of that little train. Tom Griffiths gets the up and under, moves his way past Mick Barry and up into P11 overall. Daniel Hunt does the same to Steve Hansford, cutting across the circuit. 3 wide as they exit the final corner. 4 wide even.
Yeah, we're currently 4 wide going down, nearly up and down in. Oh, Hunt chopped off McLean. Nose job needed for Darren McLean. Does anybody know a great plastic surgeon? Because Darren McLean has just lost his nose to Daniel Hunt there, and Hunt ceremoniously took it off with one swipe of the knife, and that was it. Darren McLean, and they're needing a plastic surgeon up in Scotland. If anybody's got some contacts, please let him know, because he has just been swiped off by Dan Hunt. And once more, our picks are down in 12th and 14th, as Sylvester's just lost that place to Mick Barry. In the middle of the field, we've got Jamie Ayres just about to try and clear Ralph Cullinan. Doesn't clear him this time around. Cullinan takes the corner into turn 5 in the front of these 2. Bramer is defending hard from PVG. The 2 flying Dutchmen there as well. Countryman defending hard in currently 4th and 5th.
Indeed so. Over the sausage curb. Look at how much body roll they get in those MX5s. They really are able to ride them curbs, but yeah, well, it's not usually ideal. It's just an interesting fact. You would not be able to get away with that in a single seat, let's put it that way. I think it just goes to show how versatile and how amazing these MX5s are. The 2 Platinum boys, however, have got PVG on their tail, hot on their heels, as Momo tries to hang on to their championship lead. What can Pete Van Gaal do? He's closing the gap, and into turn number 1, you can see Owens trying to give his teammate as much of a slipstream as possible. Change for the lead potentially as Newman and Sampson are fighting it out up in front. The Pure Sims driver hanging on relative to Sampson, who is searching for victory here in Barcelona. He's been so quick, but unfortunately at some point has just been getting the short end of the stick. Sampson is putting some pressure on to Pete Newman, who we said wasn't too interested in getting involved in the lead fight, but I suppose when Hunt and Griffiths are down in 11th and 12th, he might as well have a go at it.
Yeah, he might as well. He's not really going to affect anybody currently in the championship battle, which I think is good from Pete. Didn't really get involved in race 1 and race 2. Oh, no. You're not going to go through the middle there, Mr. PVG. You are unfortunately going to lose out on that one, as Bramo takes the sausage curb as well, and it's still Miles Owens in the front here. Sampson is giving Newman a good old go here. If Sampson can get within 2 attempts going around the final corner, he might get a run on Newman going down into turn 1. This could be Chris Needham for the win here, which puts me and you both to shame, as that's Chris's first pick this evening. And it possibly that he might be winning it out here, as Sampson is 4.5 attempts. The gap's going to come down now. It's below 3 attempts. I don't think he's going to have enough going down into turn 1. It's normally about a 2 attempt gain, and it is there as well. He's down to 2.5 attempts from the 4 he started with, so it is 2 attempts. So there we go. But Bramer is got PVG on the inside. PVG is going to run him there, and it's taking the inside line of 1. Bramer's going to try and hold on around the outside, the longer route on the grass as well. Not an ideal way, and PVG moves his way up. Steve Hefford cannot clear Ralph Cullinan, and Hansford and Sir Alan Toon here as well. Please not again. Poor Sir Alan doesn't need another somebody punting him off, and there as well, and he's still holding on. But it is now PVG and Miles Owens.
Absolutely. what can PVG do? He's looking to the left-hand side. He's late on the brakes into turn 5. Owen sees it coming, keeps his foot on the outside. However, the better run for the Momo car sees him put his foot down first. Up now through the left and into the right. Miles Owens keeps his nose there, significantly alongside, even ahead as they run their way through the very, very long right-hander. Ewan Bramer back into the mix as well. Momo Sandwich Platinum Bread inside line though for the chicane, and Miles Owens once again giving him a hard time. He's really putting up a good fight here. Was it the sandwich?
It was the sandwich. It was the sandwich, I've got to be honest. There as well, PVG in the middle of these guys as well. Sampson's dropped to over a second and a half back from Newman. Pete Van Gaal is trying to run Miles Owens down into turn 1. Owens got that inside line. PVG's got a bit of a flyer. Is he going to be able to get his car along in front of him currently at the moment? Owens is going to try and push that inside line. Here we go now on the brakes. Owens has got to get it stopped. He's got to get it stopped. He does get it stopped. Sampson has blown an engine. Sampson's blown up. Mine Sampson's out, Needham. Mr. Chris Needham, your pick is puffing smoke harder than in Amsterdam currently at the moment. And Mine Sampson's blown an engine. He's changed the gear, blew up the MX5. Not entirely sure that was even possible, but clearly Mine Sampson's proved that it is.
Side by side, the show must go on. Miles Owens, PVG now for second place. Inside line for the Platinum car is Pete Van Gaal tries to run his way to the outside. Ewan Bramer still in the mix. Not quite close enough yet for Samson. That is a big shame. I have to say, I think he has just downshifted way too quickly. If he's using paddles, I think they've got downshift protection, but I think you have got the option to use a H shifter in these MX5. So maybe if he is using, do you not? I always thought you did.
Not anymore. They took it out.
Ah, okay.
They took it out 3 seasons.
My guess was going to be he went from like 5th to 1st or something like that. Is Pete Van Gaal up and under, up now into 2nd place?
Yeah, no, they took out the H shifter pattern a few seasons ago now. If I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the last time I drove an MX5 there was no shifter H pattern option available, so unfortunately there as well. Here we go, we're going to be free wide down into turn 1. Owens is going to try and go around the outside of Pete Van Gaal. He looks like he almost had a better run, just could not get the MX5 stopped. Bramer's going to say let me have a go now as he goes at him once more. Cullinan has lost a place to Jamie Ayres there as well, and Ayres and Cullinan still locked together. Sampson's in the pits with his blown engine. Unfortunately, Chris there was almost up for the win, and then Martin Sampson blows it up. So, well, it leaves this man just flying 6.5 seconds out in front.
He's chilling. He's having a worldie of a time up in front. What a great way to return for Pete Newman. Great stuff from Pure Sims. Very prestigious team in sim racing, it must be said. Competed towards the top end in multiple. An abundance of competitions. As Pete Van Gaal, the fight against the Platinum Boys continues, as you can see, with Arnaud Chagnon just in the background. Brilliant race for him. However, Dower Wright in 6th place, minimising the gap. It should still, in theory, come down to race 4 in terms of that AM Championship. What's going to come about of this race, however? Pete Newman, well, he's looking to win. It's a fight for second, though, and Momo are trying their absolute best in order to hang on to as many points as possible. Yeah,
they definitely are here with PVG currently in second. Bramo tucked up right behind him. Griffiths is tucked behind Darrell Wright. Chagnon still leading the AMs again. Is this going to be the 3rd victory out of 3 for Arnold Chagnon from the Air Smart, doing an absolutely stellar job. Wright's got him far too hot. You're going to leave that door open to Tom Griffiths, and you have just lost another position. Cullinan almost got Ayres, didn't get him this time around. Hansford battling away with Mick Barry. Barry and Haddington have had a confrontation, should we say, as well. Martin Sampson in YouTube chat, changed down too quickly. Yeah, we thought you did, and unfortunately the engine went bang. So there we go, Zach.
Yep, that's not great. You hate to see it, unfortunately. Ewan Bramer still in 2nd place in this train, 3rd place overall. And Hash Brown said that the Miata is always the answer. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, Miatas are nice cars, pop-up headlights and all that. So yeah, how about that? MX5 is a brilliant sports car, in all fairness. You have to give it to Mazda. They always do rely. It's always the one you see on Facebook Marketplace of like, yeah, Mazda, cheap sports car, off you go. You can just chuck it about and have fun with it. And it's providing fantastic racing here today, and has done for the entire season, and will do throughout the entire year. I think we have got 3 seasons of these MX5 spanning the duration of 2023. This is the end of season 1, already 3 months in to the iRacing season, and here comes Jamie Ayres trying to get the up and under relative to Darrell Wright, he picks his way through and now into what could be 8th place for the Momo driver, trying to again maximise their points all today. Look at Ralph Cullinan as well. The closing speed on the Irishman. Is the gap going to stay open long enough for him to pick his way through? Maybe. No, I think Darrell Wright's just about managed to got it covered, but Hefford and Ayres now joining each other on the circuit. 7th and 8th compared to Platinum's 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, definitely there as well. And Sylvester still battling away with Hunt. These two protagonists in the championship, of course, with Tom Griffiths, who is currently sitting in 6th place. Griffiths is up in 12th. Up 12 places into 6th, sorry, I'll get my words out correctly in a minute as well, as these guys go running down into effectively turn 5. That's what we're going to call it, because I believe it is turn 10 and we have skipped out the first 5 corners of the circuit, so you know, half of 10 is 5. Quick maths. So there we go, and these guys are fighting their way further down the order. Darrell Wright here as well. He needs to get on to where Sean Yonye is. Sean Yonye doesn't really need to defend from Griffiths, so because Wright is there 3 cars back as well. Between them you've got Hefford and Ayres, but I got a funny feeling Griffiths is going to make this move down into turn 1. He's going to get Sean Yonye before we've even got halfway down, if we've even passed it. We have just passed the start finish straight, and Tom Griffiths is going to go through and up into 6th place. So from Sean Yonye's point of view, Zach, there's no real reason for him to fight it. Darrell Wright's 2 places back.
Absolutely. Was that 3 wide in the foreground?
Yeah.
Indeed it was. I think Van Gool versus Bramer versus Owens. Battling it out though in the dying stages of this race. Brilliant racing that we have seen on display. However, it has allowed Pete Newman to run away with things. It's a Pete 1-2, by the way, with Newman and Van Gool 1 and 2. However, 8 seconds clear. Newman is on fire, it must be said. However, this fight right here, who's going to come out on top? I think Van Gool, as long as he's careful, might have the measure, particularly if the Platinums once again have a bit of a civil war.
Yeah, definitely there. They've got to work together. Owens cannot get involved with Bramer. He's got to allow Bramer to go and have a go at PVG and then maybe try and follow him through, but he's got to go at him. Sylvester's just nearly near. No! Oh! John Sylvester goes round. Pete Newman is going to come across the line and take the victory. The man who I didn't actually think would get himself involved and take a win, but he was so far out in front. Why not? Go for it, Newman. Fair play to you, sir. PVG is going to hang on to 2nd with Bramer in 3rd place in the pros. In the AMs, it's going to be Arnold Chagnon. 3 out of 3 for Chagnon here this evening. It takes the victory for Air Smart Racing over Darrell Wright. So an absolutely stellar job from them as well. Of course, Air Smart run by Mr. Chris Needham as well. I'm sure you can go and check them out. I'm going to presume it's www.airsmartracing.com, unless Chris, you DM me and with the link, and I'll post it in chat for you as well. So go and hit them up and have a look at what Air Smart Racing do as well. So much love to them guys for entering the team into this event. Absolutely incredible. So Alan Toon comes across the line. Jason Haddington comes over there in the other Air Smart car in orange. Haddington had a little bit of a tat-tat-tat with Mick Barry. This was what actually happened here with Jason Haddington. Caused himself, by the looks of it, maybe he didn't actually have contact with Barry, but Barry did have an incident further in front. There's the puff of smoke. Am I going to find Mick Barry in the middle of the track? We're not. We are just going to find Jason Haddington. However, do you know what's a good thing about that car, Zach? That orange wheels. I do love the orange wheels. Not going to lie. Oh, no, Jason Haddington.
Interesting take.
Yeah, it is definitely there as well. Right, here are the results. Pure Sims, Pete Newman out in front with PVG in 2nd. E1 Bramer, PRT 3rd. Miles Owens, PRT 4th. Tom Griffiths, Privateer in 5th. Sean Yonye, leader of the AMS from Air Smart Racing in 6th. Steve Hefford, Momo 7th. Momo 8th. Darrell Wright in 9th. Ralph Cullen 10th. Daniel Hunt in 11th. John Sylvester 12th. Darren McLean 13th. Mick Barry 14th. Steve Hansford 15th. Alan Toon, Jason Haddington, Charles Kellerman, and then Steve Hansford. Not a good time. Martin Sampson, sorry, not a good time for the optical greens and optical reds there as well. Right, Zach, we are not doing so well. None of us have won a single bean this evening. Even in YouTube chat, we didn't go too well. Tom Griffiths for Thomas Berlin didn't go well. We've seen what happens to Martin Sampson. He blew it up, and Hunt and Sylvester were battling it down in the order. So, going into the final race, can any of us actually get a win here, Zach? Who are you going to pick?
I'm going with Tom Griffiths purely because, as far as my calculations go, he's 19 points back on Daniel Hunt coming into the final race of the season. He's going to ideally need to win, with Daniel Hunt finishing 8th or lower, bar any fastest lap points, etc., etc. So Tom Griffiths, if he's still going for the championship, he's got to win. So I'm going with the sheer motivation from Griffiths.
I'm going to go with Sylvester. I'm going with John Sylvester, I think. That's who I'm going for. Let us know in YouTube chat who you think's going to win round 3. We will put your names down on a piece of paper. You don't win anything for it. I'm not going to lie. There's no cash payout because otherwise, you know, Zach will be here trying to win every single race if I offered money. But so there's no cash payout. There's no prize. It's just a bit of fun to join in with the commentators. So Zach has gone Tom Griffiths. I've got John Sylvester. And let us know who you think in YouTube chat is going to win. We've got 7.5 minutes left of practice here as well. PVG, says Mr. Needham. Okay, writing it down now.
Good shout.
Yeah, not a bad shout at all. PVG. I'm going to write Y next to it so I know it's come from YouTube. Otherwise, I'm going to get all probably confused about where it's come from. Don't forget, guys, as well, one of the things I do want to mention is we have got the next Big Dreams Little Voices event up and running. June the 11th, 6 hours of Watkins Glen. If you want to get yourself involved, free free drivers, 1 team, 6 hours, £15 donated on the donation link to the Rainbow Trust. We've set a target of £2,000. We've already nearly raised 500 already from donations and driver entries. So if you want to get yourself involved in that, go down into the description below and you should be able to find the JPB Leagues link. That will then basically put you into the Discord. Select your role for BDLV, find the links, sign yourself up there as well. So you go onto the JPB Leagues Discord, sign yourself up, get yourself involved for the next Big Dreams Little Voices if you want to as well, because that would be absolutely amazing. As well, we have got a 45 car maximum grid currently. Places are filling up fast, but get yourself involved with that. 100% of the money goes to the Rainbow Trust. That includes sponsorship, driver entries, and any donations on the day go all towards the Rainbow Trust. We have got the children into the booth as well. We've got Abby Morton coming back as well. We've got Kyan Jones. We've also got Nora O'Connor. I'm sure my boy Henry will want to be doing the commentary once more as well. So get yourself involved in that one and come and get interviewed by some of the children. Not going to lie, last event was absolutely brutal. Some of the questions was incredible, along the lines of please rate your teammate out of 1 to 10. Mate, I'm not going to lie, that was what one of the kids asked as well. So, yeah, literally.
Kids are great, honestly.
Yeah, and then they get 10 minutes every hour where they will just have the booth to themselves. I will step back. Craig Jones, who obviously you all know, will step back as well, and the kids will control the commentary for 10 minutes every hour. So they will have 10-minute slot where it is just the children into the booth and they will commentate. If you haven't watched the last BDLV, it was absolutely incredible. Abby Morton got to commentate on Roger Morton, who went off track. We asked Abby if he's got any advice for her dad. She turned around and said, yes, keep it on the track next time.
There's just no filter. It's great.
It is absolutely brutal. So if you want to get yourself involved in that one, please do so with the JPB Leagues Discord, and that would be incredible there as well. Miles Owens has gone for John Sylvester. Okay, Miles, I'm writing it down now. So we've got Zach has got Griffiths, I've got Sylvester, Chris Needham's got PVG, Phil's got PVG, Miles Owens has got Sylvester. Did I miss anyone? David Ayres has gone for Sir Alan Toon. Well, David, I think if you're going to go for it, you might as well...
Optimistic.
Yeah, you go for the long shot here as well. It's practically like the... how can I put it? It's like a horse with 3 legs there in the National.
Liverpool making the Championship League? Or
Spurs actually having a manager that's going to stay for longer than a year, maybe. There we go. Phil across the pond, is your son racing? No, he's not at the moment. I say at the moment because I don't really know if he is or not, but he's currently not racing at the moment. My boy Edward, who did the Clio Cup last night, didn't go so well. Ceremoniously took out Pete Newman. Not ideal there as well, but lucky enough, Pete saw it that it was my boy's first ever league race, racing in a league within iRacing. So all in all, he played a little bit of Destruction Derby, especially taking out one of the admins of Jason Haddington. So he did well. If you're going to take him out, take out the defending champion and the admin of the league. Why not?
If in doubt, punt him out. Easy peasy.
Yeah. Well,
He got in there first.
Yeah, he's just got to learn that basically he's got to use his relative and he's got to use his ears, because he just unfortunately came across the front bumper of Pete Newman and came across the front of Jason Haddington. Great odds on Alan winning. Absolutely massive. If you're ever going to go for an outsider, David Ayres, you might as well choose that Alan Toon there as well. And I'm not sure on the reverse, so we're going to keep it completely secret. I don't know the reverse. Zach doesn't know the reverse. None of us actually do. So there we go. So if anybody else wants to have a go and take part, pick a driver, and we'll see how you get on here as well, as we have coming to the end of the warm-up. Everybody is in the booth. Quick flick around of everyone, and here is the grid for the race. Mick Barry is on pole with Darren McLean second, John Sylvester in third, Daniel Hunt is in fourth, Ralph Cullinan fifth, Darrell Wright sixth, Jamie Hare seventh, Steve Pepper eighth, Arnold Chagnon ninth, Tom Griffith 10th, Miles Owens 11th, Ewan Bramer down in 12th. And then beyond that, Pete Van Gore 13th, Pete Newman 14th, Hansford 15th, Toon 16th, Haddington 17th, Kellerman 18th, Sampson down in 19th place. Your horse is in 10th, Zach Sweeney.
Let's do it. Here we go. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, Sylvester in third. McLean has some good pace. I think he can put up a good fight. Mick Barry has been no mean slouch when it comes to defending. While his out-and-out pace might not be up to the front, let's see how he defends and see if we can get Griffiths back in the mix.
Right, Mick Barry, the last race of the evening. 15 minutes of action, is on pole position. We know what happened the last time Barry won a race. It has become iconic on the intro video of JPB, but it is Barry defending that inside line with McLean. Here comes Hunt and Sylvester. Are they going to take it 4 wide down into turn 1? It's going to be Hunt snipping up the inside. So,
Griffiths!
It's called chaos. Absolute chaos. Tom Griffiths has just caused absolute chaos. Down in turn 1, it was Griffiths, it was Ayres, it was Cullinan, it was Owens. It was also Kellerman involved in that as well, and poor old Tom Griffiths has just caused complete and utter chaos in turn 1. Here he comes down now on the right hand side, misses his braking point.
No. Oh
no, boom, boom.
Oh.
Ouch, he gets hit again. And there's more chaos there as well from Tom Griffiths. Not an ideal start for you, Mr. Zach Sweeney, as we go into race 4. Steve Everett battling away with Sylvester. I've got Sylvester for the win. Nobody's got Dan Hunt. The only time that Zach comes away from Dan Hunt, and he's out in front with Mick Barry in second place, Darren McLean in third, Sylvester fourth, Hefford fifth. McLean has just gone past Barry. I think Barry's got to slow down. He's going backwards more than he's going forward. Hefford's going to overtake him as well. So there goes Steve Hefford. But boy, oh boy, that's not the ending Tom Griffiths wanted.
I mean, I've got no doubt he'd score a perfect 300 if he goes down to his local bowling alley. Let's put it that way. He's probably got loads of practice on Wii Sports. So side by side there, Mick Barry versus Ewan Bramer. To the outside goes the Platinum car. He's got a long way to go. There's Pete Newman in the background as well. The race 3 winner trying to pick his way through the field as well. Tom Griffiths, probably the most important race of his season, has unfortunately gone for a bit of a bottle job. Ewan Bramer up and under on Mick Barry, who's gone sideways, managed to put the brake on in time and hold it, however, without losing a couple of places.
There was as well. So Ewan Bramer defended hard from Pete Newman. Newman coming back through the field. Nice little tidy battle down here, mind you, with Martin Sampson. Look at all these cars heading down into what is effectively turn 5. Martin Sampson, then we've got Mick Barry, Sean Yunye, PVG, and also Miles Owens, after of course being involved in that first lap incident with Jason Haddington there with Arnold Sean Yunye just in front. More important for Sean Yunye, Darrell Wright is further up the order, and he needs that to be in a different prospect. It needs it to be in a different reverse order. The fact that Darrell Wright is in front. Zach, what do we have on the last count for these guys?
For the AMs, I can't actually quite remember. I did have it written down,
Yeah, you did write it down.
but then I didn't write it down for race 3, which was a bit stupid of me. To the best of my knowledge, Arnaud Chagnon is in front. I don't know by how much.
Didn't we say 13 points?
I think something around that region. Is here we go. It's all kicking off with McLean and Bramer and Newman and everyone still in the mix. There's a Pure Sims car making up the rear right of the 2x2 formation. There's inside of Darren McLean, he goes now into the outside. Quickly will swing back to the inside of the next part of the chicane if he gets given the space over the sausage curb, Tony Hawk style. He's now got the uphill run in towards what is usually turn 9, turn 4 on this particular layout. As long as he's got the commitment, he might well work. But Darren McLean, look at the bravery on the outside there.
Darren McLean actually keeping his foot in with Newman tucked up right behind him, with Bramer behind that as well. So it's all getting a little bit scrappy. That's what Bramer can see. McLean does slip up the inside of Newman. Oh, Newman's got round! Newman went round right in front of us there. Unfortunately for Pete Newman, he is all the way down the order now. He's going to come behind Griffiths, behind Haddington, behind Kellerman, behind Hansford. Ayres has gone off into the gravel. Jamie Ayres, where are you, sir? There he is, trying to come back on track, dropped down below. Oh, so Alan Toon. Currently here, Newman's gone off again. Alan Toon in 15th place currently at the moment. There as well, David Ayres, you've got a very big long shot going on there, I'm not going to lie. And Ewan Bramer with PVG, the two Dutchmen there as well. So there we go. Alan is now in front of Griffiths. Come on, Alan. Oh, cancel that. He's yeah, he's not. Unfortunately for you, young sir. PVG is running side by side down into turn 1. With his Dutch counterpart there. Haddington is in the pits after going off as well. PVG, Ewan Bramer's run wide. He's now going to jump below behind Darrell Wright and Miles Owens. Not a good ending for the PRT here as Sylvester is trying to battle Daniel Hunt. He's got about 8 tenths as a gap at the moment. To Newman, Ayres, Barry. Ayres has just cleared Newman. I don't get why that's not an off track or a slow down that road, you know, that sort of line that Pete Newman takes.
I mean, I think you are allowed to use it as long as you're not actually on the gravel, which obviously would then slow you down anyway. I think you are allowed to use the full extent of the track because the sausage curb in theory should slow you down. It's just in these MX5s it doesn't. It's Mick Barry trying to use the Pure Sims car maybe to slow him down. However, what a perfect little send that was, Mick Barry. That was bold, brave, brilliant, and Pete Newman not really interested in putting up much of a fight. Ralph Cullinan worked his way past, as well as, look at Tom Griffiths, the reascend back to maybe, at the very least, the top 10. He's closing on the back of Arnaud Chagnon, and I don't know, I still think it's going to take a miracle for him to win the championship, but one can hope at least he's still in it to win it.
Sampson's trying to go up the inside of McLean on those run down into turn 1 currently at the moment. Sylvester's now within 3 tenths of it. Here as well, is Sylvester going to take this victory? Here goes Martin Sampson, he is through. Darren McLean there loses a place to Martin Sampson. Sampson's up 14. Stellar job from him. But Hunt is under attack, Zach Sweeney. He is under attack from my boy Sylvester. Here we go. Can Sylvester take it? Can I win for the season on the last race here?
I'd be utterly gutted if you did. Not that I don't want John Sylvester to win, but I do not want him to win. Anyway, through turn number 5 and the uphill climb in towards the left and then the right of 6 and 7 on this particular layout. Daniel Hunt, there's no better way to secure a championship than to secure it with a victory. He's trying to add to his tally, and as it stands, he's looking to do that right now with just over half of the final race of the first season of 2023 for the UK SimRacers MX5 Championship. Daniel Hunt versus John Sylvester, both of them have shared the podium, both of them have taken the top step, and well, they've got 3 seconds back to the nearest car. They can go at it.
Yeah, they can, but Darrell Wright has just had an incident and Chagnon has gone past. Arnaud Chagnon has gone past. Darrell Wright, Ewan Bramer and Ralph Cullinan all had contact, I believe. There is Ewan Bramer behind. There goes Darrell Wright in the safeguard car, goes round on his own, comes across the track. Oh! Unfortunately for him, there comes Ewan Bramer, and Griffiths makes his way through there as well. Kellerman also had an incident and has now gone back into the pits. But Dan Hunt still up front. 1 point, barely a tenth currently at the moment as they're going down into turn 5.
Absolutely. On the brakes and no changes between the two of them. You can see Sylvester braking earlier to try and get the better exit, which is probably the best philosophy as you run uphill off the exit, ever so slightly off the exit of turn 5. But I don't think the run is quite long enough to overly benefit from it. I think the idea is to go as late as you can on the brakes and try and get your nose up the inside, like we saw with Barry on Pete Newman a few moments ago. I think that is the approach that John Sylvester needs to take. But Daniel Hunt knows that. He's the championship leader. He might well be the championship winner, probably quite will be the championship winner come the next 7 minutes of racing. But what can John Sylvester do in trying to hamper that? Daniel Hunt is slippery. He knows how to defend. He knows how to attack. I think we are in for a barnstorming finish. They are virtually matched in terms of lap time. Closing the gap, though, is John Sylvester. Inside line for turn number 1 if he wants it. That doesn't seem too committed for the race lead for me.
No, it doesn't at the moment, but I'm not saying Sylvester's not going to have a go here. Griffiths needs to get as many points as he can, as he's sitting in 8th place currently. But then again, Griffiths has finished ahead of Hunt as well, so it might balance itself out, as Sylvester is now having a go at Hunt round turn 4 on that run down into 5. Is he going to get him down into 5? He needs the inside line. It's going to leave him open for that start-finish straight, or he's going to look at trying to get him on that long run down into turn 1. He needs 2 temps coming out the final corner. Don't forget, guys, he needs 2 temps. It's on the left-hand side currently of your screen. Pay attention to it, because if he gets that 2 temps coming out the final corner, there's an absolute barnstorming chance Sylvester's going to have a run at Daniel Hunt down into turn 1. So let's see how they're getting on now as they've gone around turn 8 and 9, dropping through. Can Sylvester get it? He's got to be the same on the brakes. He's got to be tucked up behind him. He's going to have 2, 3. Oh, he's just maybe. Can he get 2 temps before he gets onto the line? He has 0.24. Here we go now on this run down into turn 1. It is Sylvester, car number 64. It is Daniel Hunt. It's closing. It's closing. It's less than a temp. Sylvester's got to take the inside. The door's wide open. I don't get that.
Neither do I, I'll be honest. I mean, my best guess is he's trying to get away from PVG and fight in the final few moments. As here is Ewan Bramer with Tom Griffiths and Miles Owens. Did not think Griffiths would be fighting this lot at the opening stage of this race. Outside line of Owens, but it's very tricky. Owens gets caught up on the curb and over the grass, so Griffiths is able to keep his nose ahead and keep his foot in through the chicane of turns 3 up in towards 4. What can Owens do in terms of an attack? Nothing much. Bramer and Owens have been so closely matched today in terms of teammates, and that's really helped them score a lot of points for their team. And they've been able to sort of tag team as many people as they possibly can. Tom Griffiths giving him the squeeze inside line now as Owens forces the initiative. Late on the brakes, not quite late enough. A little bit of an overlap, and now the speed on the exit. Miles Owens has given everything to keep that 8th place.
Yeah, he definitely is here. He's having a good old go with Griffiths coming round. There's a turn, the right-hander at the top part of the circuit before they go down into Europe car turn 13 on the traditional circuit here, of course. It's going to be a turn 8, I believe, on the short track as they're going into the final chicane once more. We've got Daniel Hunt still under pressure. The gap's out at about 3 temps at the moment. I'm not entirely sure why Sylvester didn't make that move down into turn 1. I'm so confused. He's braking early. The lights are on. We're dropping into that evening effect of this race in the currently at the moment as well. As you can see here as well, the weather is 23 degrees at 10 to 9 in the morning in Catalonia, in Barcelona for the circuit here as well. So the temperatures have dropped here, Zach. Is that going to be playing a part? I can't see it playing a part in this 15-minute sprint.
Absolutely not. I don't really think so. It's not played a factor so far this evening, so I can't really see it making much of an impact. We've seen people spin out, their tyres skyrocket, and then still come back in terms of pace. I don't think the MX5s are overly prone to overheating issues. So yeah, I don't really see it playing too much of a factor, particularly when we've only got 3 minutes left. I think it is just going to be out-and-out fight to the end.
Yeah, it definitely is here. So let's see how this one pans out. Is he going to have a go this time around? He's got about 2.5 minutes, which is going to be this lap and one more for John Sylvester. Surely he's going to be going for the win if he can hold that 2 temp gap. It's down out at 3.5. It's coming down now. He's got to have a go this time around. He's going to have 1 and 1 more to go at him. He's got the 2.5 he needs. Is he going to be able to get him down into turn 1? Sylvester, the door's still wide open. Hunt sat there as well. He's blocked him down below a tenth. He's not making a move. I don't get this. Is he waiting for the final lap? I'm fully not understanding this one.
I mean, I can see it. I mean, PVG has still closed the gap. And if I was in Sylvester's body right now, I'd be saying, hang on, Pete Van Gool's closing the gap quite quickly. I want to get a car between myself and him because of how punchy PVG can be, particularly to Sir Alan Toon, but that's besides the point. I'd rather get myself in front and get away as much as I can, especially when we've now onto the penultimate lap of this race. Yeah, I can't really see it. He's having a bit of a look, but again, nothing really going for him. Maybe he is just waiting for that dying moment where he knows that Daniel Hunt can't really do much to retaliate. But that is a very, very risky chance, because if it doesn't pay out for him, he's then got no other chances to go for the move. So John Sylvester is really playing on thin ice with this one.
Yeah, well, here we're going to go. We're going to find out now what he's going to be able to do. It's coming down to the last few corners here. He's got to get this car out. He's got to get it out and on the gas. He's below the 2/10 window. This is it going to be his final opportunity. We'll stay on board with John Sylvester. Here comes Daniel Hunt. The 07's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We're 2.3, 0.2, 0.1. We're on the final bit. Here goes Sylvester's opportunity. It's got to be his opportunity. He's got to be the move. He makes the move in the inside. Is he going to be able to get it stopped? He does. Sylvester waits to the penultimate the last lap, to make this move over Daniel Hunt. And Sylvester, is he going to be able to keep it? Hunt takes a very... Not sure what the lineup was. There's got to be an off-track or something out that far, I think. Hunt's trying to get back through. Sylvester needs to run this MX5 around the outside. He didn't get it. Hunt's going to get him down into turn 5. He has got the lead currently, Zach. And Sylvester messed up on that corner.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a costly mistake. He knew he was carrying that risk. Here comes Pete Van Gool as well. Makes life worse for John Sylvester. He's got a handful of corners left to go as well in order to seal the deal. Daniel Hunt will come across the line for the championship if maths is correct, and he'll do it in sensational style as well. The final chicane left to go. John Sylvester, he's looking backwards rather than forward, because here comes PVG doing a bit of rallycross to take second.
PVG trying to go around the outside here as well, but Sylvester left it late. Maybe too late. Maybe too late. It is too late. It's going to be Dan Hunt. Is going to come across the line and take the victory in the final race of the season. Dan Hunt takes the victory. Sylvester takes second over PVG. It's going to be Chagnon in the AMS. Coming across the line here as well. Arnold Chagnon takes the victory in the AMS with Barry in second place. And then it is Darryl Wright down in third. I've got a funny feeling that's it for Chagnon. He's going to be the AM champion, if I'm not mistaken, of this season. In the pros, it's probably more likely going to be Dan Hunt, but we'll have to wait for the official announcement of the scores. Don't forget there is bonus points for numerous amounts of different things here in this race as well, for leading laps and fastest laps and all the other jazz that goes with it. So we'll wait for that as Ralph Cullen comes across the line as well. Steve Hansford will be the final man there as well as he comes over the line. Steve Hansford finishes off this race here this evening. That was at the end of race 4. Job done. Jobs are good and from all of these drivers. Absolutely epic race 4. I think Sylvester left it late. He had the opportunity 3 laps back. But here are the results. Dan Hunt is in first. John Sylvester second. PVG third. Steve Heaven fourth. Martin Sampson fifth. Ewan Bramer sixth. Miles Owen seventh. Tom Griffiths eighth. Arnold Chagnon, leader of the AMS, a winner of the AM Championship, I believe, in ninth. Darren McLean 10th. Pete Newman 11th. Jamie Ayres 12th. Mick Barry 13th there. Ralph Cullinan 14th. Darryl Wright down in 15th. Sir Alan Toon 16th. Steve Hansford 17th. Charles Kellerman is in 18th place. I'd like to point out Arnold Chagnon is 4 out of 4 this evening, if I'm not mistaken whatsoever, as I do go and check my results card. He is 4 out of 4. Absolutely stellar job there as well for Arnold Chagnon. That brings the season to an end, Mr. Sweeney. What a season it's been.
Yeah, I've been so impressed with these guys. Obviously, my first season with the UkSimracers. Looking back, I can't really think of a boring moment, a boring race. Each and every single one of the 48 that we've gone to, 12 weeks, 4 races a week. It has been absolutely sensational. Worthy champions, worthy race victors, and that was a season worthy of a round of applause, because that was absolutely brilliant. It's not very often that you particularly necessarily fall in love with a series or, actively look forward week in, week out to seeing it develop. I am so sad to see that finally come to an end, but it's on to greater things. It's on to season 2. It's on to new beginnings, redemption, or trying to step that extra mile and prove yourself just that little bit more. I think we're in for a barnstorming rest of 2023. And yeah, well, we take the break week and then we come back for round 1.
Yeah, we definitely do. Round 1 will be opening up on the 13th at Mosport. So stay tuned for that one, because we will go to Mosport for the opening round of the season on the 13th of June. Well, out of everybody there in the commentators bit, Zach, we ended up with 0 points.
Right, so we've tied up for season 1. Bring on season 2 then. This is when we're going to take it seriously.
Okay, we'll have our own points as well. Last to 5th. Yes, Martin Sampson, a stellar job from you there as well. So well done and congratulations. Just seeing if any of the guys are going to pop in. I'm trying to keep an eye on the score sheet as well, because the score sheet normally gets updated really quickly. So I was hoping to be able to see the announcement beforehand. And at the moment, I'm not seeing an announcement for who won what currently here either. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to bring you the results, but keep an eye, and we will try and bring you the results as soon as we get them. And I think overall it's been quite an interesting season of racing there as well. And I think one that, well, Zach, I think if this is season 1 of 2023, right, what's the rest of it going to be like?
Hopefully more of the same. I don't think we need to change a thing. I'll be honest, we've got the talent, we've got the drivers, we've got the format, we've got the calendar. It's a brilliant calendar. Thank you, iRacing, for actually stepping up and doing something decent with the official racing calendar, because that is the schedule that we follow. We go to so many brilliant circuits from all over the world, and I think we're in for an awesome midpoint of 2023, and then I'm looking even more to rounding it off beyond that for the final showdown in the back end of the autumn into the winter. So yeah, bring it on. I can't speak more about how much I'm looking forward to it without sort of sounding like I'm forcing it. I promise you I'm not. I am eager to be back in 2 weeks' time.
Well, there we go, guys. That has brought us to the end of the broadcast here this evening. Thank you so much to everybody who has joined us this season. Thank you to, obviously, Phil, as normal, jumping in, David Ayres as well, Martin Sampson and Miles Owens, much love to you, 2 drivers popping in, Hash Brown there as well, Chris Needham, Thomas Berlin, thank you very much for joining us. Of course, Damien McMullen, maybe we'll see you on the grid next season, sir. That would be good as well if we see you in 2 weeks' time. But I don't think I've missed anyone else. Thank you so much to everybody for joining us for this opening season. Here we go into season 2 on the 13th of June with the opening of Mosports. And I think it's going to be an absolutely epic one. But for the final time this season, from myself and Mr. Zach Sweeney, from us all here at JPB, take care. Have a great week, and you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.